show now. They just missed our
riveting conversation.
It's food.
Fuck you, Shadow.
Shadow, name
a
5
normal
foods.
Adult conversation.
Name five foods right now, Shadow.
You.
Name 5 foods right now.
Let's see. He was Moz Sticks, chicken.
You can't name Moz Sticks. You're not allowed. Okay.
That is cultural appropriation.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
I hate all of you. Okay. Cheese.
Ooh, this one calls for sour cream.
Sorry, I feel like I've accidentally said name 5 foods. I should say name 5 meals. You can't just say fucking cheese.
Literally.
You know,
oh, if you don't count cheese as a meal, I don't think we can be friends.
Okay, we're getting the ping. We'll set it live on the event. I'll hit post on the things. This doesn't get you out of your answer here, Shadow.
Yeah, this one looks pretty good.
A
lot of crushed red peppers, seasoning, thyme, sun-dried tomatoes.
So is it called Marry Me Chicken Spaghetti because you serve
I think if someone
when
can
you're
make it good, you're
to
supposed to wipe them up.
Oh, okay.
I guess,
okay.
yeah.
Name by meal Swiss cheese. Oh, okay.
No, it's Larry and George and Bethany.
Oh.
You see, we're cannibals.
Oh.
It all comes back to Fire
know.
Punch.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is a book club reference if you believe in it.
I mean, eventually we'll cover every piece of media there is.
Hey,
So,
listen, okay? Our power, obviously, is what got us more familiar of Zero Anniversary goods. It's definitely not the fact that it's anniversary. It's our influence. It's our power.
We caused this.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, this is what happens. It's a lottery, okay? You get one of these things at random if you enter it.
I love gambling. I don't.
It's basically like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sure.
Don't question me on it, okay? Just accept it as fact. It's just.
I just think if you say it, then I have to question it.
No, you don't though. Okay, we're waiting. We got ads going. We also got a number of people, or at least one person, Andy, I know is going to be a little late. I think several people said that they were not going to be here, or at least will not be here on microphone for this week. But Andy, as usual, has said that they will be here, but they will be probably showing up during intros.
Maybe right after. We're a little short on people.
Yeah, we don't have too many, so, you know. Because everybody's leaving for this week, okay? They're busy. We got business deals going on this time, okay? We got the board of directors here doing shit. We can't get the board of directors to show up for book club, okay? So.
It's not Monday, don't you
know?
No,
actually, because we have just us four, this is like the secret group within the larger company here, okay? These are the secret meetings.
Yeah. We're plotting against Higuchi.
Yeah.
Spoilers, sorry.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea.
I kind of forgot their names.
The guy who every 5 minutes just said, what are you, an idiot? Let's just kill him. Like every 5 seconds, that guy was the one with the note? No. It's not possible. Maybe I should actually hop on mic. You're allowed. What was the reason why Anne wasn't hopping on mic? Their voice or something?
I think she said she's got a cold or something.
Oh, well, that's up to you if you feel like it. Rim will apologize for Misa.
That's true. Rim will do anything to apologize for me, so good for her.
I was looking at the shit Ref was doing today, this week, and I was just like, Ref? Judge? Can we do something about this?
So,
This is a
no,
lot.
no,
I
I
know what
think I
Reed's
might also
doing at
love
this
light.
point.
This is getting a little complicated.
It's like, look, girl. I mean, just because Higuchi's like a creep doesn't mean we gotta go that far. Like,
You know, on the grand
Come
scheme
on.
of things, maybe light's not the worst match for Misa.
You know,
when compared to this guy,
look, there's a lot of fish in the sea. It turns out more of them are worse in light than not.
I would say that. The specific fish.
yeah, just a few select fish are worse or more worse than
You know when you
him.
like hook a deep sea fish and you reel it up really quickly and it just kind of implodes?
I don't know if
Huh?
Shadow knows this,
Huh?
but
Oh, the water, like the pressure.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that, but I can imagine because of pressure stuff.
There's a fish called the blobfish, and that's why it always looks so fucking ugly, because they pull it up from like 2,000 feet.
I've seen those things when I play
Oh.
Devil May Cry. Those aren't fish though; those are orbs. But
Sorbin time.
it's Orbin time. That's true. Okay, it looks like ads are done, so we could probably just get started. I think. All right, let's get this going. Where's my button? Here it is. Welcome everybody to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and eventually Spotify. We're here to continue our discussions about Death Note, the manga. This week we're talking about volumes 5 and 6. But before we get into that, let's introduce our guest that we have here this week in alphabetical order. As I see, Apple Tech, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aztec, and I like bad media. I consumed some good media this week. New Spider-Man's pretty good.
Oh.
If you watch so much fucking other Marvel movies. If you haven't seen the other Marvel movies, don't watch the new Spider-Man.
Oh, yes, I've seen 5 Marvel movies and one is Morbius.
You
Great.
mostly just need to have watched the other Spider-Man.
Sorry,
The bad
isn't
media
Morbius
this
a
week is
DC
Beast of Reincarnation.
character?
No! No, they're not.
What'd you say, Han?
Isn't Morbius a DC character? Am I misremembering? Was that the bit? Am I being
No.
dumb?
No, Morbius is is Morbius a Spider-Man villain specifically? I forget.
Yes, I think, maybe.
I believe so.
Because I think that was the lead up at the end of they had the post-credit scene where he meets up with the Vulture, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess
Wait,
this is
was
connected.
Morbius? But wasn't
I don't know
Morbius the
anything
secret
then.
third thing of Sony trying to get in?
Yeah, Sony was
No,
trying to
it's
get
the
into their.
second one, I think.
Yes, Sony was trying to get into their own thing where they were trying to
yeah,
do
'cause they were doing, like,
specifically
a
superhero
Venom
villains. They did Venom.
cinematic.
They did
Yeah.
Morbius. Did they also do
Web?
Madam Web? Okay.
Yes. The sequel to Morbius.
We've
the one.
Okay, sorry, Aztec. We've hijacked your recommendation to talk about Morbius the movie. What else what were you saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just calling the new Game Freak game mid.
Okay, I see.
It looks pretty. It's got that going for it.
Yeah,
It's
there
not
you
like
go.
good art direction, but like the individual things look nice.
Right. I'm noticing Baguetti's name in the Discord chat is now Kira did nothing wrong, but like with a certain font that like spaces it all out in a way.
It's like she's trying to not get censored.
You try to not get caught by Al and the cops looking for fanatics
That's what
online.
you would do if you were Kira.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Aztec. Next up, Arimia How Heart. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Marimia. I have been reading. So I kidnapped some people and took them to a giant bookstore, huge, humongous, tons of cats. I think they only had one cat, but they
There was
probably
only
had
one.
more. You know, like if you have one cat, you're gonna have more than one.
There's only one that I
Anyway.
saw, at least.
Yeah, there was only one visible, but there's definitely more. So I have been trying to get through the books that we got there. Last week I was talking about the Death Note, but more supernatural one I've been reading. Can't Stop Cursing You. Haven't read more of that yet, but I did finish Strange Houses by Uketsu. I don't think I talked about that one last week. Maybe I did.
We talked about it
Oh.
briefly because I bought it as well.
Yeah, so I finished that. So,
I have
very
not yet.
good. Very good. There's strange houses. There's houses that are strange.
They're pretty strange.
I just really love the concept of Uketsu's books. Strange Houses is literally, here's a floor plan, and there's something off about it. And here's what's off about it. Why is there a dead space here in the house where they had to create walls for no reason? Why did they do that? And it's other houses
Keep the
as well
demons
because
inside.
it's multiple houses. And it's just it's really fresh, interesting concepts. And he does more of it in his other books. I don't want to read Strange Buildings just yet because then I'll have no more to read after that. So I'm
Oh, is that
I'm
how that works?
saving
Okay.
it. I'm saving it.
Waiting until he
'cause I
makes
already
more
read the other two.
content, and then you can read it.
Exactly.
But then you
Well,
can't
he's
read
a
that other book.
YouTuber,
Oh,
so
okay. That's true.
I could just watch those. I think Begetti and I did watch one of his videos, and it's like, imagine like you're on like it's 2010 and you're scrolling through YouTube at like 2 a.m. That's the video you would have found. Okay,
Okay.
that's what his videos are. Yeah. Strange Houses by Uketsu. Very good book. You should read it.
Okay. Go check that out
Very
if
quick.
you're interested in that. Thank you so much for that. Next up, Lan Yagami. Introduce yourself.
I am Shadow. I also enjoy bad media. My anti-recommendation for this week is don't reroute an entire speedrun route over the course of 4 days.
Yeah, people often don't recommend this. I don't know
People
that for
also
sure. I'm
don't
not in the
often do
speedrunning
that.
community.
Yeah, do it
So-
in 3, cowards.
Hashtag you don't understand. This game is making me lose my marbles.
You're correct. I do not understand.
So first of all, which game is this specifically?
Give your Jick Spirit color.
Okay, I don't think the speedrunning part is what's making you lose your mind here. I think
Yeah.
I think fundamentally it's the game that's causing this.
Why
I
won't
have
you just
100
let yourself
something hours
stop
in it.
suffering?
can't say
Perfect
that.
video game.
I need you to understand, Chip. I found more reasons to hate the game.
Ah, of course.
The game makes less sense now. I know more information, but it makes less sense.
I
He
see.
commissioned me to do the YouTube thumbnail for the video that he's working on. And earlier this week, he replied to the image that I'd sent, and he went, "This project has expanded." Pretty
Like,
much.
the scope
I was like-
blew.
Shadow. He was like, "Don't worry, I have 5 months before the 20th anniversary."
This is the next week at the Yatsuba secret meeting, okay? Things have changed significantly.
It's fine. Shadow's suffering lines Andy's pockets.
Truly, it does.
All right, anything else, Shadow?
No.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Next up, Yagami Bacon, here in time for introductions. Introduce yourself.
Hello. Sorry, I just took a bite of hot dog. I'm Bacon. You may also hear me referred to as Andy. I use he, they pronouns, please. No, she, her. I do not like those, even though I sound like it. I don't. And honestly, I had like a 3-day migraine this week, so I didn't really consume anything outside of the Death Note reading. So, I don't have any recommendations. I'm sorry. I guess like Subnautica's good, but everybody's playing Subnautica, so
Hey, you're allowed to
I'm
recommend
just glad to be here.
things. Hey, listen, Aztec recommended Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to see Spider-Man, all right? You're allowed to recommend things that are popular.
Yeah.
It's allowed. As long as you're not recommending Homestuck again, or was it actually, that was your friend last week that did that?
That was
I think.
Violet. I was tempted to recommend a fan fiction. I was tempted to recommend a Death Note fan fiction and a Homestuck fan fiction, but I don't know. I mean, they're fine.
Okay, well, go check out Subnautica if you're interested in that.
It's a good game.
Thank you so much for that, Andy. Next up, me, Ryuzaki Borg, aka Wolfborg, aka Chap, aka the best anime book club host ever, who may be immune to the Death Note if you can't figure out which of my names to spell right or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. I'm here to recommend. I actually had a recommendation. I did start playing Devil May Cry 1 on the PS2.
You're almost done.
I am almost done. I feel like I suck at the game, though, but the game is still pretty cool, so I think that's just my skill issue. I don't really know if that's the game's fault, although the camera angles do not help.
The camera angles are kind of stressful.
I think I looked into the game a little bit more, like the Wikipedia page last night, when I was bored in bed, and it said that basically it was started as like Resident Evil 4 at first or something, and then completely changed midway through. Entirely to this, so I don't know if that's if I've represented that story correctly, but yeah. Anyways, Devil May Cry is pretty cool. I'm almost done with it. It's a pretty interesting experience. I'm interested to see where the series goes. I think I heard that Devil May Cry 5 is supposedly one of the best ones, but I've also been told that 2 is the worst, and that's going to be the next one I have to go through. So we'll see how that goes. I guess. I think I had another thing to recommend. Oh yeah, I was gonna recommend Spider-Man, but Aztec already stole it. I did see Spider-Man as well. It's pretty good. Yeah. I think that's all I got, I think. So, next up, Women Apologist. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm Marianne, or Anne, whichever you prefer. Sorry about my voice. I wasn't going to be here, but then there were so few people that I was like, all right, I'll just hop in and it won't matter.
You sound fine.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, you don't sound like fine. Like you do sound a little sick. I hope you get better, but you're fine.
Thanks. Recommendation this week. I found this little point-and-click game called Hive Swap. It's pretty good.
All right, we have to execute her.
I don't know what is this.
Ready, the death note.
Oh, is this home? Is this home? I just looked
Yeah,
up. This is
it's Homestuck.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. The sickness has gone too far. We gotta. Somebody wrote women apologists in the death note and wrote disease next to it and didn't specify, and this is what's happening.
No.
This must be.
I can't breathe. I can't.
Brain rot.
You should have read Hinamizawa syndrome, you fool.
Actually, they wrote in the death note Homestuck as the cause of death, and that's it. And they let the death
You know
note
what?
decide.
When Anne mentions
distant clown
anything
honks.
Homestuck, she will be met with a sudden faith.
Oh my god. Who's this gift that says execute this harlot that's being thrown against the wall? Who is being thrown against the
Is
wall?
that Terrell Sutcliffe?
It's a fake. It's a off-brand Fumo of Rin Suzugumari from Cardfight Vanguard.
Okay.
I also own
As all would know. As
Like I would know.
Ari, did you make this GIF?
I didn't, but like I saved it because I'm like I have the plushie. I have the plushie. Oh my god!
Oh,
So you
okay,
did
all
make
right.
the gift.
Did she peek her mic or mute herself?
This is content. This is content you're only gonna experience if you're in the Discord. By the way, at discord.wolfborg.com. I just want to let you guys know.
That's why you
that,
should
know.
join the
Okay,
Discord.
wait, I have proof that I own this plushie.
Oh, great.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, we'll pause everything to wait for this proof. Anyways, anything else, Anne?
No. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, thanks
Sorry,
for
we're
being
gonna
here.
read Cardfight Vanguard.
We're not reading Cardfight Vanguard. Next question.
Yeah, let's read Cardfight Vanguard.
No. Okay, so that's
This
everybody.
manga is impossible to buy. Yay!
Yippee! So that's everybody that we have here for this week. So let's begin our discussions about Death Note Volumes 5 and 6. First of all, I felt this week was, maybe it was just me, a lot more dense than the other weeks so far. There's a lot going on
It
this
took
week.
me a long
It
time to
was
read it.
boring as hell.
It wasn't boring. No. I would not
Okay,
say it's boring.
okay,
Maybe for you it
okay.
was boring. I don't know.
So
but-
no, the beginning parts was boring, and just it felt so Code Geass like, where it's just over the top, goofy ass.
Oh, the confinement
shenanigans.
situation.
The confinement was so Code Geass, of like, oh well, I'll outsmart him by getting rid of my memories and being locked up, and then he'll have to believe that I am not Kira and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, y'all, this, and then it's like, it's like they're in there for like 50 days.
Yeah.
How? Like, how?
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 I don't get, like, okay. Yes, Kira is this like very like everyone wants to, all of the governments want to kill him and stuff and capture him. What police force would be okay with this situation going on for 50 days, especially with how they have Misa set up? I mean, yeah, in modern America would be, but like how they have Misa set up right now, especially, and like nobody
I mean, it's
is
straight
like,
up bondage shit. Like,
It
Look,
is,
I'm.
yeah.
They trapped the
Yeah.
teenagers and people stopped dying. It was a pretty good deal for everybody, actually.
You know.
but it's just so like. I couldn't, I was completely out of it, but also it was just boring too, because it's just like, all right, now we're flashing forward to a week later. Nothing's changed. All right, 2 weeks later, nothing's
Hey,
changed. It's like,
Hey, that's
oh
false.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's false.
Oh,
Things did
oh.
Okay,
change.
the killings resumed after a while.
No.
Whatever.
No, Light's dad got hotter.
Okay, yes. Also, he's the only one that had a physical change to him.
That is
Misa's
true.
hair
I
didn't
was
get
noticing
longer.
that.
Light's hair got like maybe a little longer, but he didn't start like, getting any beard or something. Like he didn't need to shave at all. And presumably, if they're not letting the dad shave, then Light definitely couldn't have gotten a razor. So like, what was up with that?
Light is just the ultimate twink, okay?
And I mean, like, he's
Look.
18, so he should, like, I mean, some people just can't
He's
grow a
also
beard.
Japanese.
But, I mean, his dad, though, he has the genes.
Fair.
Unless...
Listen, his dad's the old man cop. Okay,
What does
he's
the
got a.
milkman look like?
Oh no.
Exactly. But I just felt like I did like the second volume much better. I liked that setup after we got past the annoying parts of the stuff.
Confinement
I liked the
situation.
last chapters, the last couple chapters. Those were really
I
cool.
love the last chapters. They were so good.
But the confinement stuff, it felt just boring, and like it felt like it needed to be workshopped more. Like they could have done something much better. I would have rather had a longer cat and mouse game of him trying to figure out Light and Misa's situation rather than literally immediately capturing her.
Yeah. I think
Just
I just feel
confinement.
like they didn't do enough with the actual like confinement aspect of it. That feels like such a
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see that. 'Cause, like, aside from Misa, the other, like, they just put the men just in a cell and that's it.
they put them
Right?
just in a cell and then they just talk like over the intercom and then nothing else happens at all.
Yeah,
Like
nothing.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And even with Misa, they just
all the stuff with
just
Misa-
lock her up in bondage, and they're just like, "No, we're not a stalker. Stalker-san, please, please let me go." It's like I feel so bad for Misa.
It's just it's so weird and it's
so-
not good.
It's not.
So I will say I do kind of agree that this whole segment here is kind of like nothing is really happening. But I guess the point of it is to be like, even if we were put in this situation, is there any part of this that would have L change his mind? And the answer is no. I mean, but we also find out later on that L's mind wouldn't be changed on this regard, no matter the circumstances. Pretty much, he's always going to assume that Light is Kira. because I mean he is, but after a certain point, L is just like, I have this suspicion that you are, and I have this super strong suspicion that you are, and I don't know if anything will get rid of that suspicion, and I don't like being wrong. So I'm gonna keep doubling down on this, and I'm gonna keep testing you every step of the way.
Sucks so bad as a detective.
Wow, damn.
Yeah,
He's exclusively, like, we have the context, yes, obviously, of Light is Kira, but L just has this one single hunch that has been, like, essentially completely disproven multiple times, that he is still just doubling down on to the exclusion of basically any other possibility.
It is interesting. Like, L is a person who was terrified at the mere mention of Shinigamis last week because of, like, the supernatural implications or, like, deity implications of that existence or whatever. But he seems pretty, like there was
He's
a
also
point...
fine with, like, the existence of Kira having supernatural powers in the first place. Sorry, this was the thing that I brought up earlier in the chat. So I'm still...
absolutely, because this is what I was getting into. It's one of these things where it's like, that is, we've accepted that there is a supernatural power that he may have, however Kira does it, because otherwise, how else do you explain these things? But then he's like, okay, but Shinigamis, though, those can't possibly exist, or whatever. But then, like...
That's clearly a step too far.
Yeah, he's convinced, though, that Kira has the power to control people and also migrate that power to somebody else.
Yeah, that's the bit where I'm just like... I'm actually even surprised he started accepting that kind of line of thought. Because L at first struck me as the kind of dude who would, like, never accept that kind of thing and would, like, focus on it with, like, Umineko rules of things. To be like, no, there's no way that stuff could be possible. There's got to be a logical explanation for this stuff. But
that's kind of the other thing, is I feel like I would be more accepting of this if I hadn't read Umineko before.
Yeah,
but Umineko spent so much time, like, emphasizing, if this is going to be what you believe, then you have to have all of this other logic to back it up. And there's no logic to anything that L says or does. It is just, I know Light is Kira, and I have to find some way to prove it.
Right. Real quick, thank you so much, Stella, for the raid over on Twitch. Holy shit, how was stream? What were you guys up to?
Hi, Stella. Hello.
Did you guys get things done today? Right now, we're discussing volumes 5 and 6 of Death Note. This is the part of Death Note where we are dealing with the confinement stuff, where Light allows himself to be confined by L for a while, and then eventually the business Yotsuba people are a thing. So right now we're just discussing the confinement situation here. So L as a person, like, because I consumed Death Note the anime multiple times before ever consuming Umineko. Consuming Umineko does change how you approach a lot of these things, because it does approach these kind of mystery things from an angle of especially focusing on, no, this can't be supernatural. There must be an actual logical reason for this. There must be a way that defies magic as being just the catch-all answer for this. But here, the super, like, logical detective L eventually, like, I don't even remember when exactly it happens here. Maybe it just starts with the fact that he's like, oh, he only needs a name and a face to kill. I don't know how exactly he's able to kill with it, but he only needs... At a certain point, he just starts accepting that idea. And now, this week, we're focusing on the fact that it could transfer. Because, like, once he starts believing that Light and Misa might not be Kira, then it's like, no. They can't not be Kira. They had to have been Kira before. So obviously, Kira must have moved out of them to somewhere else. Like, at a certain point, what are we doing here, L? What is going on here with this? When do we admit that we're just wrong about this and we just move on? And, like, this is where we had several physical altercations between Light and L like literally fights between them over it.
I thought those were really funny. I liked those.
I will say,
thought
Sorry,
they were
throwing
so funny.
fisticuffs.
Sorry, L. Like I have my thoughts on L, but the idea that skeleton of a man can fight, hilarious. That man, that man cannot throw a kick worth a damn, and you know that.
I was gonna say, doesn't he like always sit in chairs like crouched or whatever? Maybe I don't know.
Like doing crazy.
But also he's like secretly a tennis ace.
That is true.
Forget.
That is true.
It's the footwork, okay?
It's so funny.
No, you see, his mind is just going so fast.
The experience is time slower than.
I thought those were so good.
Yeah, I will say, as much as the confinement side of this week was like kind of nothing was really progressing because it's just a matter of how long is L gonna just like argue with himself over this or whatever. Afterwards, when we make him, when we stop worrying about that as much and decide to handcuff Light to L the entire time, that whole aspect of this makes this pretty fun. Because not only is he, like, literally they're handcuffed to each other 24/7 now, but also now we have the whole shift from Light actually being Kira to now Light being good person now. I want to just say, okay, this is a big thing that I think we touched upon in one of the text chats in the book club chat, but probably deserves a longer discussion here. Removing the memories of the Death Note, which is what happened here, he eventually tries to convince L more that he's not Kira by giving up possession of the Death Note, and giving up possession of the Death Note removes your memories of ever having the Death Note, and seemingly replaces it in some way. Like, not all your memories are gone, but like you don't fully remember some of the details of some of your past memories. You just don't really remember any context about the Death Note. He remembers having Misa as a girlfriend, but like Misa's love for him is like one-sided or whatever, is how he feels about it. The question though is, does losing your memories of the Death Note make Light a good person now? Or is because like
what I couldn't get.
Because
I firmly believe that it was more of a thing of like, when he had the Death Note, he had an outlet, and now that he doesn't have the Death Note and he doesn't have an outlet, he's better at like feigning innocence.
Yeah, it feels like he wasn't willing to acknowledge it himself, you know?
Yeah. And he needed like that push to be able to acknowledge it, and the Death Note was that push, and now he's becoming like shielded in on himself. Because he says at one point, he's like, yeah, if I had the Death Note, if I had these abilities, this probably is what I would do. So I think he admits that, like, deep down morally, like, he agrees with what, like, his past self was doing, and that, like, it is who he, I don't want to say really is, but, like, you know what I mean? Like,
if
like
he
that,
had the opportunity, he would do it.
Exactly, and with the Death Note, he did have the opportunity, and so he did it, and now he doesn't, so he won't.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Very important one.
what's that?
If Light's forgotten about the Death Note and any memories associated with it, does that mean he's forgotten they took a potato chip and ate it?
He probably
He's
remembers.
forgotten what potato chips are.
He's probably just like, I don't know why I ate potato chips out of a bag with a TV in it that one time. Why did I do that? Maybe I just felt like.
Does he remember why he owns so much porn?
maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe, you know. Listen. Well, I had other thoughts related to that too. There was one point where he was thinking to himself this week about the details related to Ray Penber's fiance, Naomi. He remembers meeting up with her and talking with her, but not remember the details. And he doesn't think to bring this up at all to L. And if he did at all, or if he thought to even bring it up at all, even though they clearly talked about more about that kind of stuff, I was just like, that would like completely probably kill everything about trying to hide the fact that he's Kira, because I feel like if L knew that Light met up with Naomi right before she disappeared for good, and like hung out with her for a while and then didn't remember the details of it and then she was gone, I feel like that's a pretty big flag towards that. But we only had it brought up as a thought for L, or not L, for Light, and then he just decided not to say it at all.
Well,
I guess.
Confuse things more. I'll save it for later.
Okay.
I mean, the thing about Light is that he's ultimately incredibly self-serving. So even in this capacity where he's acting as like, oh, I'm such a good person and I'm helping the task force to catch the other me, he's like, well, I can't give them this information because obviously then that would mean that it was me and it's not me. So
Can't be me. That'd be silly.
I have
Okay,
to prove it's not me.
The important
So-
question is, without the Death Note, is Light is Light a misogynist still? Because it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No question.
Okay.
But it's like it really does feel like they flipped the switch and like turned him into a nice person, because even the other cops were like, what is with this personality change and Light? Like
Yeah.
Look,
it just doesn't feel like the Light that we had in chapter 1. And, we barely knew him before the Death Note, but it just does not feel like him. It feels
That's
like a
what I'm saying.
kidified version of him.
look, being
Yeah.
stuck in a room for
Actually, now that you're
50
saying that, it
days-
does feel weird that L doesn't comment on it. Really?
Yeah, the other cops do. And like I think he does mention it a couple times where he's like, this is odd that he's acting differently now, but they don't really go into that.
Into it at
Why
all.
is he acting so differently now? Sure, he's got amnesia, but he's a different person now.
Amnesia isn't like a
there's this,
personality
oh,
disorder.
well, I guess he's... Sorry?
I just said amnesia isn't a personality disorder.
It shouldn't be changing his personality like this, Where is our
Your
misogynist?
experiences are who you are, so if you haven't lost those experiences, it kind of is.
But like that's the thing though, is he didn't lose the experiences. He still experienced the experiences
Yeah,
and
he
remembers
still experienced a
experiencing
lot of
them. He's just omitting certain details. That would not change your personality. I mean, well,
Well, but
It
the
would
thing
change
I
that,
feel
a
like-
bit, but not
I-
to this
I don't
degree.
know.
the thing that changed his personality to the extent that it has was having the Death Note and having that outlet in the first place.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, like it should, his personality should be a little different than it was, but to me at least, it feels a lot different.
It is a radical shift. Sorry, go
It's-
ahead.
I was just gonna say I kept telling Violet that I wished he was a little more evil.
He should be a little more evil and be more like, you know what? Should we even capture Kira? Like, I'll do it as like
yeah.
a mental challenge and stuff, but like he's kind of onto something, I'd like to meet this guy.
No, that's what yeah.
I will say he is like far too much of a goody poster boy now.
Choose, yes.
Like he's supposed to be a
Without the
teenager
sense
trying
that
to
it's
deal with all
impact.
this stuff. He's supposed to be like a teenager dealing with like having to do all this stuff, having forgotten a lot of details from like the past few months. Suddenly having this girlfriend that seems to more annoy him than anything.
And he doesn't bat an eye at that either.
She very obviously annoys him, and he just does nothing about it. Hello? That is not the character that we've been introduced to for the first 4 volumes.
It is kind of an interesting point that you brought up earlier, though. We didn't really know much about him before he got the Death Note, and that is interesting that we've decided now to show us a potential version of what he might have looked like before that. I don't know. I don't know if
I don't like it.
I don't agree with it.
I think the thing is, like, there's just no sense of this personality being something that he's put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like what we are currently led to believe is that this is full like amnesiac Light, who would be the Light before the Death Note, but also he did experience all of the things in the past few months, but they have been altered in his memory to not include Shinigami or the Death Note or his knowledge of him being Kira, because that would be related to the Death Note. So he's not pretending.
It's
Unless we get a 360.
That would be wild.
all according to
That'd
plan.
be all according to Kate Kaku. That would be insane.
We are
It's just- well, it's like,
soon.
the thing I'm trying to get at is that even when he was, even the little bit that we saw of him beforehand, it was like him being a good person, good in quotes, I guess, was like, it was kind of an act, and it was something that he
Yeah.
shed immediately.
Yes.
And there's no sense of that disconnect here. It is just, oh yeah, he's a good kid.
And
He's
I
just,
don't-
you know, kind of
The-
I
smart,
especially
doing
don't.
his best to help him out. Sorry, go.
the
I
little bits that
especially
we
don't
saw of
understand
him.
the women.
I'm sorry, you go.
Women.
Women. What about women?
No, they
What about
exist.
women?
They do
I
exist.
especially don't understand because he's like, no, I would never hurt a woman. I would never like betray her trust. That goes
No,
against
specifically,
all my moral codes.
specifically, it was I
What
would
are
not.
you on?
Here, the phrase he said was, I specifically, because remember, the author specifically thinks women are easy to manipulate emotionally compared to anybody else, says, even if it's to solve the Kira case, I could never play with a woman's emotions like that. This is the line that we have to say because, remember, the author still has thoughts about women, apparently. But we had to specify specifically that this Kira would never play with a woman's emotions like that, would never use a woman emotionally to further their objective with the case. And the discussion there, I think, was involving Elle saying, you should use Misa to try to get more information about the second Kira or whatever, and he was like, no, I wouldn't put her in danger like that. I wouldn't use her emotionally or whatever. Because I think Elle was saying, like, just pretend to date her. Just pretend to get closer to her to see if she might know more things. And
Light
it's like,
would
no.
never.
That's what I was about to say. Is like not to sound like Light, but like my memory isn't great. So I don't 100% remember like his first introduction before we got into like the Death Note. But I swear to God, his introduction was literally like, I'm so fucking bored in this class because I'm better
Yes.
than all of these people.
Yep.
And I'm staring out the window. Like, that Light would absolutely take advantage of a woman's emotions.
Yeah.
That Light and this Light are not the same person.
You know what? That light reminds me of? That light reminded me of Keiichi before he moved to Hinamizawa, where he's just like he's totally gifted, he's bored. So basically,
Okay, here's my question though. Would that light let other people know that he will take advantage of a woman's emotions?
No, this goes back to
No.
what Anne was saying.
No.
Is
No,
that
he wouldn't, but there's no internal thing to acknowledge that split.
yes.
the internal things
So
that we
maybe
get from
Light's
him.
being like unreliable narrator of himself? The boy's got psychosis.
No.
He does have some
Light
internal
is-
stuff,
Light
but the
is
internal stuff
saying-
is like regarding Elle's thoughts. It's always regarding like why Elle still suspects him as being Kira. It's never really about too much other stuff. It's always really about
Yeah.
Elle still suspecting him
Yeah.
as being
It's
Kira.
never and it's never like oh, I'm trying to look good for Elle because I don't want him to suspect that I'm Kira. It would if he was putting on the act, it would make sense that would be his logic because he doesn't want to be suspected as Kira. But that's never his through line at all. Almost every single time that he does like have thoughts to himself and we see them, it's him agreeing with what Kira is doing and showing that he like I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's fine.
No,
Have y'all ever heard of heavy rain?
Oh my lord.
You ever heard of heavy water?
So
Did we already
the through
do our
line here
recommendations?
is that if you're a misogynist, then you can't write
Oh, okay.
I just like it's just light goody two shoes. That's what we have right now. You know, like I can totally believe that the Death Note did corrupt Light in every like way of how he treated people. That he have been as easygoing with manipulating women and stuff because he was got the multiple girlfriends and stuff and just dating someone to give him an alibi.
Yeah.
But the Light that we're presented here is just way too unbelievable. I don't think it's an act either. I think he is like actually amnesiac, but they just don't know how to write stuff.
Yeah, because like I think they think their way of showing, oh, this you know, he's good now, but also like he's teenager dealing with this stuff. The only real way that they tried to showcase that was having him punch L a couple times. That was it. And I'm like, okay, this is like a cartoonish idea of how this would work with this. There would be a lot more flaws outside of wanting to punch the dude handcuffing you showing for someone like this, I think. Like, the flaws don't have to mean he's evil.
We need him to be a Shonen Pro tag if he's gonna be in Shonen Jump.
Apparently, yeah. And I like to... I like anytime the author's like, this line means he's good, we have to like zoom in on his eyes, and it's shit like, I would never hurt a woman. I would never I would never manipulate people like that. I would never I would always put the lives of others before solving the case. Like, it zooms in on his eyes so that you know he's good. I'm like, okay, well, thanks. I definitely couldn't tell that from the dialogue too.
But then never mind.
No, what did you have? Did you have something?
I was gonna say that I feel like I remember when he's introspective, his eyes go back to being like black and emotionless. But I don't know how much of that was intentional and how much of that was like, oh, we want to shade his eyes because he's focusing on what's in his head instead of what's around him.
That's mostly what I was thinking that was. The main things that I will say though, like, he's super good in most aspects, except a little bit when we're talking about Misa. For Misa, though, he's just like, her love for me is one-sided. That said, though, I don't want to put her in danger, because I would never want to put people in danger, because I'm a good person now. And I'm just like, okay, but, like, why? But they still have to have Misa there, because they still suspect her of being related to this the Kira situation. So they're like, well, we can't get rid of her. We got to keep her around. But also, she's going to keep being clingy to you, so you're going to have to deal with that situation. Yeah, I don't know. I will say, though, I do think those three hanging out together makes for some of the funniest fucking scenes. Just L, Kira... No, I'm sorry. I called him Kira. He's not Kira mode anymore. L, Light, and Misa just all hanging out together in a room where Misa's like, oh, Light, are we gonna go on a date? Oh, it's the fucking pervert. The pervert's here with us. And they're just like eventually dancing around together like, yay, we're gonna catch Kira so that Light will fall in love with me more. Like Ella's just directly manipulating her emotionally in front of Light, and Light's just like, well, what am I to do now? I guess I have to help you now. Okay, all right.
I wanted much more of that instead of the confinement stuff.
Yeah. Because the handcuffed bits
so
between those
better.
two are like so, and like I'm sure the handcuffed bit has fueled a lot of what Andy has been researching on AO3. Okay,
Stuff is stupid, but it's fun.
It is fun.
That's what counts. If you're gonna do something
True.
stupid, it should be fun.
That's true.
Confinement was stupid, but it wasn't fun.
In every single fic that I read, there was a detail about the fact that Elle would have to unlock the chain for them to be able to change their shirts, because otherwise the shirts would get stuck on the chain.
Interesting
really
research
funny.
you're doing. Interesting additional research you've been doing, Andy.
I thought the chain would be longer too. They were really close.
Yeah, no, we can't have them going too far.
chain.
Yeah. I'm not gonna question some of the details regarding their lifestyle. Having to be chained like that forever. I'm not gonna bother asking those questions, because I don't know if the author's
Don't
ever
worry, the
gonna
writer
address them.
didn't either.
Okay, good.
That's gay if you ask, so he didn't
True.
bother thinking of it.
I do have other questions for other things this week that's not related to change, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, they get a couple bits together. Misa is also good Misa now. I mean, Misa before was also like she was writing names in the Death Note, but it was mostly like she was mostly a cheerful person. Besides that, too, she wasn't like cold and calculated. She was just like pretty smart about ways to try to help Kira, because she wanted to be closer with Light, despite everyone, including Light, just assuming that she was just a fucking idiot. and didn't know what she was doing. She did get caught, but I don't think that's on her. I think that's on the author just saying, no, I can't let her keep going. I gotta capture her right now. We gotta get rid of her powers right now.
I think my favorite panel on this reading session was when she once again finds out that Light is Kira, and her immediate reaction is, "Oh shit, that's hot."
Because Elle brings
like
this
him
up to
even
her.
more.
Elle is just like, so you like Light, right? Yeah. And you also like Kira, right? Well, yeah, he helped avenge my parents. Okay, so what if you found out that Light was Kira? Oh, well, that would be great. He'd be even better. I'd like him even more. Okay, well, and then she does find out. She's like, damn, that is hot. What the heck?
You're the kind of man that would actually kill you.
Hey, listen, I'm sure he would love to. I think that was like his immediate thought meeting her, right? I should kill this woman, and then Rem was like, no, buddy, no, hold up, you're not doing that.
Yep, because Rem's like, I know your type.
The ship with Rem, I know that it's jumping forward a little bit.
No, yeah, you're
the
good.
Ship
Yeah.
Rem this week
Let's jump forward.
was wild. I mentioned I mentioned in my DMs with Violet, I was like, oh yeah, Rem falls in love with Light, and Violet's like, no, Rem fucking hates Light because Violet's seen the anime, and I was like, no, dude, like they made Rem fall in love with Light, and she was so pissed.
No, Rem does not love Light like that. No,
she literally says that she would die if she extended Light's life. That is exactly. I took a screenshot of it.
No, that is true. She did say that, but it wasn't in terms of like love. I don't think that was not the implication I got. At least maybe it could have, but the implication I got with it was her saying like because I've been this new asshole's Shinigami for a while. I've seen what a terrible person, like an even worse terrible person having the Death Note would be like. I kind of see the point of what Light was doing before, so I kind of like him more. So now I can't write his name because I kind of like him now. I think was the logic that she explained. I don't know if that necessarily extends to love, but I don't know how that works.
That also like goes directly against what we were saying last week, which was that they have to be in love they have to be in love in order for them to die if they do that.
I think I mentioned. Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned this last week too. I'm not even sure.
Shinigami needs to be in love.
Yeah,
for that to happen. So they are like, whether that was the intention here or not, they are saying that Rem is in love with Light, which is absolutely bullshit.
Which I will say with that detail though, because I remember we discussed this last week. I forget if I brought this up or not. I don't know. This is like one case of her seeing it happen, where Shinigami died because they fell in love with somebody and killed somebody else, which extended her life. I don't like that. Seemed like something where, when I think back on it, that seems like a rule that like they just assumed the love part had to happen and not just the extending someone's life part was what caused that.
No, because killing somebody prematurely is almost always going to extend somebody else's life.
Well, so that would be the part that annoys me too, because I would also assume that. But like, I don't know, because
the intention of it does matter.
Sure. I just know that we've had rules be stated in Death Note that's just like, you cannot write another person's name in this. You write one person's name to be killed by the Death Note, and you can't cause them to cause somebody else to die at the same time or whatever. You basically, if their death interferes with somebody else and gets them killed sooner or whatever, it will not happen like that or whatever. And I'm just thinking, like, when does butterfly effect shit come into play with this? I don't, like, if somebody is going to die unless they get, like, the second rule? What's the second rule?
I think second degree of
when
separation.
you drop something on the floor and pick it up and eat it.
Oh, I didn't hear the whatever beginning bit 5 second rule or whatever. I only heard second rule.
Play when the author decides that it's relevant.
Because I'm just thinking in my head, like, what if this dude's about to die unless a doctor does a surgery on him in like the next like 30 minutes, and that doctor gets killed by the Death Note, and now that person also dies? Is that just not? Does this still happen, or what goes on here with this? But but maybe that's getting CinemaSins pedantic with
Well,
that shit. So I don't know.
obviously, chap, people that have the Death Note wouldn't think to kill good people like doctors.
What if the
Duh.
doctor was committing malpractice?
I
Okay,
think the
what if
problem is that Death Note is kind of inherently a CinemaSins series. Because it does go out of its way to like establish all of these rules, not just like in character, but above the board.
many of these rules like matter nothing in the story at all?
Yeah.
By the way, we
Yep.
got the 6-minute 40 seconds thing. We got the 23-day
Until
rule.
they
We got
do matter, of course.
until they do matter. Yes, of course. But we had the
They're
whole
like
rule about the misspelling
limitations-
the name 4 times, which has never come into play yet. Somehow,
No, what it is that it's limitations for Light to have to deal with, so that we can think he's smart without them ever having to make him actually be smart.
oh, okay.
No, we just make him a fucking sicko instead.
Rem
That's-
also went no homo afterwards, so I'm just saying.
Wait.
He literally said, also, I'm a woman.
Oh yeah, she did do that. I do remember that. I was like, well, I was like, okay, this is great detail. This is but it was dropped in the middle of her talking with Misa, being like, I'm here to protect you. I'm giving you this information. Misa's like, you must really care about me, and and they're just like, no. Also, I'm a woman. I'm like, what?
Look,
then-
I've
It was a
been there.
revelation that Shinigami even have genders, honestly.
That's
and then
what I was thinking.
the Death Note then went into detail on that. It was like there are male and female Shinigamis, but there is no possible way for them to have sex with a human. Also, they can't have sex with each other either. But okay.
What's the point?
Just fucking the Shinigami then.
I don't know how
That's
this
a
works.
Shinigami maiden.
I don't know how this shit works. They can die. I don't know how they're born. Listen.
I'll quickly add to the Rem bit, okay? See, once you experience a 2 out of 10 person, okay? The 4 out of 10 doesn't look too bad in comparison.
Yeah, let's talk about the new owner of the Death Note. So, like, the other interesting bit after the confinement, because the confinement thing is pretty lame. After the confinement bit, though, we get into back into it. Actually, it stops being a direct, like, we know everything cat and mouse story to a we don't know what has happened in the meantime, but there is now another Kira mystery, and we don't know too much context for this ourselves except for the little bits that we get to see over time. So we're not like following our main protagonist as he is committing these crimes now. Now there is just a criminal that we don't know about now, the full details of, and we don't know a lot of details that has happened for them to establish it. But we know now that there is now a group within a big conglomerate company thing, whatever you call them, megacorp thing.
It's like ASU.
Bank.
Bank? Was it a bank? They had like everything, so I wasn't sure. The Yotsuba group, or Yotsuba company. So there is now a group of 8 specific people within this group who are having these secret meetings in which they are deciding who Kira is going to kill next to further their monetary gains and or social status gains or something to those effects. Of these 8 people, none of them know. They know they're having these meetings together, and they know one of them either has a connection to Kira or is Kira, but they don't know who it is. But they know that whatever they discuss in these meetings, Kira enacts, like over the weekend or whatever.
Said at one point that one of the guys looks like an older Light with glasses, but honestly,
does.
every single time that I looked at that guy, I just kept seeing the servant from Kakegurui XX that like secretly like with the the one I'm talking about with the gloves that like assist the family the whole time. That's what he reminded me of.
Was this in the first episode, Andy? Because I wouldn't know otherwise.
It's from the second season.
God
You
damn
would
it.
have no idea who I'm talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah,
And also, he was like kind of cute. Again, this author's really good at drawing middle-aged men if they want to be.
Well, this time we got 8 of them, eight new ones to show off here.
Yeah, and only like 3 of them were hot.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
We also had the con man
They're
that shows
like
up this week.
middle-aged Japanese businessmen. Like
We went through different archetypes of Japanese businessmen.
Bald early. Like
Only one of them was bald, I think.
I honestly respected the bald guy.
The bald guy was
Maybe-
like weapons defense contract person. He was like, if all else fails, we could just missile Light or missile L. We could just missile him.
Yeah?
We could just missile our enemies. And the dude's like, what? Oh, nothing. It was just a
Oi.
joke. Is it?
Oi, I think was his name.
Oi,
or something.
not to be confused with
Oi.
Oishi. Not to be confused. I kept thinking
Or
his name was
Noi.
001.
definitely-
I looked at his bald head and I thought his name
Double
said 001 and I was like, Hitman? Is this Hitman or something?
We definitely didn't have an Oishi moment this
Is
week,
he?
though. Definitely not. Where the cop has to decide should I retire or should I go all in, even though I have a family to worry about.
No,
true.
Chap. He's Lab Mem 001.
Oh, he's Lab Mem 001 from Steins Gate. I see.
He's Yomi
Al was such,
Kiyoma.
or,
Okabe
Al
is
was
not
such
bald.
a bitch at that, though.
Not yet.
What'd you say? L
He
L
was
was
such an asshole.
Elle was
Oh,
such
yeah.
a
Oh
bitch
my
at that with
God.
Aizawa.
L's been a dick in
wow.
general this week a lot. L's being a
Yeah.
massive dick now.
Because, like, you clearly have all that money, and Watari
He's
is
always
even
been a
like,
dick,
hey,
honestly.
Light, or Elle, did you forget that we have all of this money set aside for them to live indefinitely off of?
And Elle
And
was like,
Elle's
I was
like,
not
hey,
going to
shut
tell
up,
them.
Watari. I didn't mean you to bring that up.
Who
And I was
asked
like,
you?
wait a second. Wait a second. We
I
don't
mean,
have to
him
worry
bringing
about
that up was probably part of the act, right?
But it's
I don't
but
think
even
so.
then, it's like, why are you testing these guys so much? Like, you're being such a dick here.
Look, Ari, he's in the depression arc. You don't understand.
He is depressed.
Well, he doesn't have to make
we'll
it everybody else's problem.
see. Well,
We
he's,
do need to establish that L is just kind of a dick. He's not necessarily a good person. He's a good detective.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's a bit more of a dick, you know?
it's there was
It's
multiple
because we're
times
seeing
this
him
week.
more.
There was multiple times this week where people on the team were like, L, we can't like let Kira just kill people for us to further our investigation when we know who's going to be targeted next. And it goes to his thoughts. He's like, oh God, here we go. Oh God, this
No.
again. They're like, L, we can't just
no,
use.
we
can't just
We probably shouldn't.
L, we can't just use people as pawns. That's not ethical. What about people's lives? He goes to his thoughts. Oh God, this is why I hate working with people. All right, guys, I think I should work on my own. You guys do your own thing.
Yeah, to the point where they split up.
Even though
God
it's
forbid.
the one problem that he has with Kira as like a thing.
He's like, this is why I don't work with
Yeah.
people.
Look, there's a reason why he only has 2 friends, and one of them's like Yagami.
and the other is now Misa, who's I'm pretty sure you're the second Kira, but yay.
Look, L, we gotta get you better friends. Misa, maybe, okay. Light.
That's fine. He does have 2 other, maybe not friends, but acquaintances, which are a thief and a con man. Who
L, we gotta get you better people.
So to be clear, the whole reason why we had to have the whole like cop situation was because the police have been the government has been threatened/bribed by Kira to stop police involvement in the case directly. So now everybody who's involved with this case is not allowed to be involved with the case and be a cop. So everybody who's still involved with it had to resign from the NPA in order to keep on looking into the case with L. And Aizawa
And
specifically decided not to.
And
Because
specifically,
L's
when
a
we're
dick.
saying Kira, we're meaning this new Kira,
Yes.
who is the part of the board, because
Yeah.
Light is amnesiac. Wow.
Which doesn't stop L from still thinking that he was the original Kira and that this is just a new Kira that is transferred over or something. But whatever. That's fine. So
We got to again, jumping forward, we got to the end of it, and they figured out who the Kira was. How the fuck are they gonna prove that he did the killings?
well, we'll find out
And-
next time, huh? Don't you worry about that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe it's a whole question, back to Umineko. I thought a lot this week when I looked at L trying to, like, know for certain that something's not true, and I thought a lot to Erika's situation. Erika's lore about, like, proving or disproving that their spouse was cheating on them, and like if they weren't, how are you fully going to be able to prove that they weren't or whatever? Like I was remembering that this week.
It's like book club has somehow become a high school curriculum where they teach you the basics early on. The basics here being umineko, and so that you can get to the complicated stuff later.
The basics? The basics?
It's just, you know.
It's essentially a sociology course.
You mean the graduation course?
Do you think Elle would have ever thought of small bombs? Do you think Elle would have thought of that? No! I don't know if he would have thought of that.
Killing all the criminals.
He would have fucking killed himself.
Although I will say,
I would like Death Note a lot more if Elle could come up with small bombs.
I will say though, Elle probably could have solved the epitaph because, I don't know any human in the world that could actually solve the epitaph, but Elle probably could just divine his way into intuiting the answer to it. I don't know.
No, Chap, you understand. That's how Kira's been killing all people. He's been using small bombs. He's been attaching them to the people and setting them off later.
Oh, I see. But yes,
Battler go against Kira.
Battler against Kira. Listen, he'd be too busy assuming that the Death Note can't possibly be real. Okay,
Battler's in the diagram.
He is in the diagram.
He's there.
I forget where he fell.
I forget where he fell. He can intuit the mechanics of the Death Note, but he can't figure out who Kira was, I think.
I feel like it's the opposite for Battler.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I would assume the opposite because I don't think he would accept the idea of a supernatural notebook that could kill people. I don't think he would. But...
Let me see if I can find it.
It probably does say that. Yeah.
Come up with some absolute fucking bullshit way for the whole Death Note thing to work.
That's why I think
that just disproves its existence.
All right, where is he on the chart here? Is he on the chart?
Yeah, that's because I remember it because I thought that it didn't make sense that he was there.
Are you saying the people? Listen, he's you know, listen. No, I can't see it. I don't know. Maybe the person who made this is LARPing.
He could solve the Kira case.
I was gonna say he's like pretty close to the border for solving the case. I don't know. I don't know if he could. I don't know. Maybe.
I just don't think he can intuit the mechanics of the Death Note.
Yeah, that bit I don't know if I understand. But getting away from Umineko, okay? The Yotsuba group. So the Yotsuba group, we got 8 individuals involved here. We have several meetings with these groups that we get to see ourselves alone at first, and we also do not know which of them is Kira. But they strongly suspect that one of them is directly Kira, and it's not just like a connection to Kira. I will say personally, I liked that setup of things. I thought it was interesting type of mystery. I also like the fact that we didn't directly know like the answers or like set up for like how this was all working for all of that, and we didn't like have all of it together ourselves, so we got to actually experience a mystery within this. That said, though, I just kept thinking the whole time of how the fuck did they set up this circumstance to where they wouldn't immediately know which of them was Kira? Because they seem to know a lot of details about the Death Note that Kira would only know, but somehow they all know it. And I'm just thinking, like, how did this set up?
How did this start off? And we get a little bit of that later, but it's just a few of them talking about how it came around and just a few little snippets. But I'm still just like, I don't see how this started.
Yeah. This is one of those things where I just assume the author's just like, this would be cool in concept, but I don't know how to start it without it properly being like working right. So I'll just leave that detail out and let the viewers just assume that the new Kira was smart enough to plot it all out.
Which he very clearly isn't, by the way.
Yeah, very clearly is not.
Can I just say, okay, I think they tried to throw a red herring in by having dude in the group that just looked like Light in there, which I wasn't falling for. But the obvious next person was the dude who every 5 seconds when there was a problem in the meeting, he was just like, what are you, an idiot? Let's just kill him. Let's just kill him. He said this like every time they had a fucking meeting. There was any sort of problem was brought up to him. He's like, what are you guys, idiots? What are we wasting our time with this? We could just kill them if we have any problems with them. And everyone's like, no, we shouldn't just kill them yet. We should like wait off a bit or whatever. He literally every time he was just like, his solution was just, why don't we just have Kira kill them off? We have a problem with this guy, just kill him off. And then it turned out that he was him. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that one was a tough one. I don't know if I was going to figure that one out. I will say, though, there was one time where they almost threw me off, which was Matsuda at some point fakes his death because Matsuda, for some reason, decides to sneak into the office by himself when he's nearby because he wants to be useful to the team. He sneaks in, goes up to the door, listens in against the door. Apparently, you could just listen in against this door that they're having the secret kill everyone meetings in.
And there's no CCTV footage, no kind of security cameras.
No.
Security's
And-
one thing, but no cameras.
I think there was, and then
There
they
was.
scrubbed the footage.
They did
Because
scrub the
he-
footage, yeah.
Like went to the tower and was like, "Where's the fucking footage?" And hot lady Weddy had gone it and taken it away.
But I'm just surprised, like, nobody would be, like, actively watching the security cameras, like, during the day to see dude clearly
Exactly.
sneaking in at the
That's
time,
what I mean
actively.
when I say there's no security cameras. Like, what? These places would not have security cameras and nobody actively watching them. Or
Well,
at least, like...
That's fair.
Apparently the thief later, Weddy, was just like, yeah, no, their security here isn't much. They have, like, a couple guards, and that's it. I just gotta watch for their shifts. Apparently. So apparently this big company doesn't really care much about that kind of stuff. But anyways...
This big company that is now murdering all of their rivals.
Hey, listen.
Literally every single one.
Allegedly. Yeah, Matsuda listens in at the door, gets caught listening at the door as, like, a couple of them leave to go to the bathroom, I guess. And now they're just like, okay, we can't let this guy leave now. We have to wait until Kira kills him. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we can't let this dude go. He probably listened into what we said. And we had a whole situation where we had to, like, have Matsuda fake his death in order to get out of it. And so he fakes his death, and there was a scene afterwards where all the business bros, there's a whole weird setup for that where Misa, like, shows up and invites them to, like, her place where, like, she invited a bunch of her model friends, so, like, all the CEO dudes would be there too, I guess. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
And they agreed
Sure.
to it so quickly.
They're just
you
like,
got
yeah, fuck
Weinstein
it.
on one couch, Epstein on the other.
Oh my
They're
god.
like, wow, it's really suspicious that it seems like this guy was listening on us. Yeah, we'll go hang out with this model chick and her friends. Like,
Yeah.
what?
But the scene after he fakes his death, there's, like, one of the dudes in the group who goes up and says, oh, I guess he got killed some other way without us interfering. A lucky break, huh? And then a dude just like, no, what are you, an idiot? Obviously, that was Kira doing that. And I thought for a moment that was the catch, that, like, the person who said, oh, you know, lucky break for us. That, like, I thought for a moment that might have been Kira, because only Kira would, like, think that probably. That, like, oh, somebody else did that, or we just got lucky. He ended up dying by accident.
Shut up,
or whatever.
Light.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and then I was like, oh, so it was probably that guy, and then it was not that guy. That guy was like, just, I don't even think that guy did anything significant in the group discussions or whatever. I don't even remember what he said. I think he was like an eyebrows dude. I think I remembered him having eyebrows. Listen, we have bald dude. We have fucking
Eyebrows guy.
Who is the dude who they just directly called at some? They put cameras in the meeting room at some point, and then they're like,
oh, yeah,
okay,
the glasses guy?
yeah, they're planning to, like, they've already decided who they're going to kill, and they're like, we have to stop him from killing them quick. And then, like, Light picks up the phone and just calls him and says, hi, I'm L. Get them to not kill people. We have cameras in there. He's like, all right, I got this.
Sure.
Bold plan?
No.
Question
Sorry.
mark?
Light calls the sexy guy, the guy with, like, the two twin tail bangs.
Yes.
That's the term we're using.
Yeah, like and the con man calls the glasses guy, pretending to be the other detective.
Oh, the
that is
con
actually
man's.
also Al.
Yeah, that bit was so funty to me because I forgot
That's
about
really
that
good.
detail. L is so the group at some point tried to contact some another top
E.
detective.
coli. His name is
to-
E. coli.
What is this actual name? Elrado Coyle or something like
Yes.
Oh, is
Um,
it Coil? Okay.
that. Coyle. I didn't know this was supposed to be a reference to, like, Detective Conan or something like that, or something Doyle. Am I thinking of Doyle something? I don't know if that was supposed to be a reference to something. Anyways, they're like trying to contact him because they want somebody to uncover L's identity for them to have Kira kill him or whatever. And they're like, don't worry about it. There's no need to worry, guys, because that detective is also me. I trick a lot of my cases into falling for this. I'm actually the top 3 detectives in the world at the same time. I just have different cases that I take for each of them. This guy will take anything if you give him the right money, okay? He'll take any case. He's great at locating missing people specifically.
That explains why Elle is so rich.
And he's just like, there's a third one that I also go by. We won't talk about that one right now, but I also go by like the third big detective. And like, not only is he these detectives, not only is he all these detectives, he like makes them rivals. They're like rivals of each other too. What'd you say?
He's got to keep up
Did
the
they
act.
say the name? It's like Denevue or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Denevue. I don't think they mentioned anything about what he specifically solves or looks into, though. I don't remember that bit. I do remember they say the name. It's like Denevue or something. I thought for a moment it was
Probably
the
cases of cracking DRMs.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like the fucking anti-cheat thing. Or anti-DRM, whatever the fuck it is. DRM, anti-DRM. Anyways, I thought that detail was very funny. The author's just like, oh no, that's another detective in my story. No, it's all L. L is all of the detectives.
There's only one detective.
Of course. So that bit was there. That bit was funny, I thought. But that's the con man. The con man then just took over that. Didn't tell L that was his plan. He's just like, you want me to get close with them? Okay, I'll handle it. And he calls him back. He's like, all right, so I got close with them. I'm going as your other detective name. And I got them to send me like $5 million up front. Hey, if you're cool with it, can I trick them into giving me the other like 10 million when the job's done by giving them a fake L? It's like, well, I'll think about it. The con man's just looking to make more money out of this situation. He's just like, hey, I'll help you out, but I want to make some money here.
It's going to cost them, not you, though.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Oh, you guys need me to meet with you guys in person to work on this case more? That'll be another like 2.5 mil. The bald dude's like, just give it to him.
Mil.
Yeah, The first thing was like, he asked for 2 mil up front and then 8 mil later. And the bald dude in the meeting's just like, give him 5 mil up front. Tell him we're serious about this.
Give him 5 mil up front, they give him 10 mil.
And then promise him 10 mil after it's done. Yes.
Amazed?
This is some advanced business tactics. They don't tell you
Are
about
the deal,
this.
baby.
By the way, there was one dude in that whole Yotsuba group who the entire time was correct with all of his paranoias about the ways that they were dealing with this and like whether or not the cops were getting like onto them, and everyone was just like, what are you talking about? Are you an idiot? No, we're gonna move on with this. It would go to this dude every now and then. He'd be sweating and he'd be like, hey, what if the detective we hired is actually just working with the cops? They're like, what? No, that can't be right. Stop talking.
They didn't listen to him because he wasn't as sexy as the rest of them.
Apparently. By the way, don't ever think or even suggest thinking about leaving the group, because if you do, you just die that weekend. So don't even bring up that idea.
Sorry, it really. I assume that the contract. Well, okay. I don't know how much of anything that this author does is intentional, but from the perspective like of a writer to another, I figure that it was intentional, but the fact that he would kill them like hours after their meeting and not try and spread it out a little bit was mind-boggling to me. Like, yeah, Light's over here like coming up with these crazy schemes on like how he's gonna kill these criminals and on the timeline. This guy's just like, yeah, I get home and I kill them. And I'm like, dude, how stupid do you have to be?
Yeah, when they brought that up in the meeting, this was the dude on the phone call who like brought up in the meeting that they should spread it out. I think when they called when Light called the dude, I think he's the one who brought up we should spread out our. No, I don't think it was him. It was the detective report from the con man the con man
Iber.
wrote in his notes, Iber, that was just like,
He's like, hey guys, you guys should probably spread these out because they're really obvious.
Yeah. Trying to give them like information to be like, listen, I'm pretty good at my job here, okay? I can see what you guys are doing. He's just getting this information from Elle and their squad or whatever. He's like, hey guys, I see what you're doing. You got to spread it out more. So like, they're talking about like. One of them chimes in, is like, yeah, can we stop being idiots and spread them out more? Why were we even doing it like that to begin with? That was the dude who had the death note, by the way. That was the guy who had the death note, by the way. That was the dude who every now and then would chime in saying, what are you, an idiot? We just kill him or whatever. He's like, what are you, an idiot? We gotta be spreading these deaths all around. It's like, brother, you're the one who's not spreading them out. It's you. But it's fine. Yeah, that detail was pretty. I liked a lot of how the Yotsuba group situation developed as an arc here. I think a lot of it was pretty dense for a lot of the pages, though. There was a lot of discussions, and now we have like 8 people discussing it amongst them. Well, eventually it's 7 because again we got rid of that guy who even thought about leaving the group. By the way, I'm pretty sure that guy who they just killed because they were like, hey, it seemed like he might have wanted to leave the group. I think he was like the actual like son of the president of the whole company or something like that. I think it said that in the notes. I couldn't tell. They were like saying that like they're presidents of like various branches of the company or whatever.
I read the first page of those and then got bored.
Yeah, there's a lot of details of it. I think like it tried to point out like which ones of them were single, which ones were married or whatever, which ones had like hobbies of some sort. I think I only really remembered.
One of them liked to surf.
Yeah, one of them liked to surf. I remember the bald dude it said was like a defense contractor and like weapons guy. That's why he brought up about shooting a missile in the headquarters.
The advanced strategy. They don't tell you what this at home.
They don't tell you about the small bombs.
They dropped us a lot of lore about these guys before we just immediately killed one, and then the arc does. Gets, I don't think it's like fully resolved yet, but it's like it looks pretty done by the end of this week, I think. Because we have the whole. I just accidentally launched fucking RetroArch for no reason. We're gonna ignore that.
Don't start playing video games.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Yotsuba group thing, that whole situation. We had the details of like contacting them directly for the detective contacting them, which is actually just our con man, and then we have Light contacting them pertaining to BL, but it's just the one guy, and you would think that they would be like using that for more things, and I think they only really use that for 2 things. The first one being, hey, get them to stop the killings for a month. And then the other one being, hey, get the dude who we know is Kira to watch TV right now. I think that was like the only 2 times we actually used that bit, I think. Trying to think of what other things happened here with this. Aizawa left the group. We already knew that. What were you gonna say?
We spent the entirety of the time just shitting on Matsuda.
That is true. Matsuda was assigned to be Misa's manager, and then like we shat on him for every action he did.
And in his defense, he was really good as a manager.
He was working on getting her a commercial. They were pretty close to hiring, except they also had to kill him. What were you gonna say, Andy?
I felt really bad because that's usually like the underdog character that's trying to. Ow! Fuck! Sorry, my cat bit me.
They don't like Matsuda.
No, I guess not. Well, that's what I was about to say. Usually I like the underdog character and I root for them. Matsuda pissed me off this whole reading because he's going like I think it's because I've gotten so used to like Elle and Light doing things so thought out that Matsuda acting in the spur of the moment on his emotions was like, dude, like this is not like usually it's like cute when they try to impress the people that they're working with, but it's like this is not how you want to go about impressing fucking Light and Elle. Like don't stop it. And you know that he's gonna get captured because that's how it always goes with the stupid characters, and it's like, oh, it was so frustrating to read about him. I apparently
I
hate
think
all of these
Matsuno was
characters.
trying
like
to
this.
impress Light or L. I think he was trying to impress Light's dad.
Whatever it was, he was like
Versus-
definitely because he didn't like feeling left out. Like that was the whole thing.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he
I
did
mean,
love to bring anytime he like helped out with something, he was like, thanks to my heroics. And they were
Yeah.
just like, hold up. And then like Mogi would show up. Mogi, who is like another detective in the squad who like we just haven't acknowledged because he just doesn't talk. And Mogi shows up with like a giant stack of papers, hands it to L, and is like, wow, this is like 30,000 different documents that you've gone through. Thanks, Mogi. You're so helpful. And he goes away. And then
I
he
like
goes back to
someone I
being like,
know.
anyways, Matsuda, you idiot. Can you, like, go watch Misa already? What are you doing here?
Here it is. I found the panel.
So, yeah, the walking over with the massive stack of paperwork. Yeah, we're at the point now with the squad. There was a amount of time spent this week trying to, like, say, hey, we don't actually have too many of these detective characters. Maybe we can actually, like, add personality to them now and, like, focus on them a little bit. Which,
Yeah,
in my mind,
characterization.
in my mind, usually think that that's a bad sign because it means they're probably going to get killed. But, you know, they try to get you attached before they get killed. But Matsuda doesn't die this week. No, sir, not this week. We fake his death so he can get out of it. Okay, I mean, we already
I
knew.
kind of hope he doesn't die, but like also if he did, I wouldn't be that sad.
Damn.
Damn. All right.
Matsuda's doing his best, okay? Matsuda's doing his best, all right.
Unfortunately, best isn't quite enough for Andy.
And then the other members of the squad, we've talked about them a tiny bit before. The con man Iber, and then Weddy, who's a thief. How do we feel about these two? We had the con man just like lounging around in like a bathrobe, talking with them on the phone to get closer to them. And then we had like, meanwhile, Weddy is like all motorcycles suited up, like breaking into corporate buildings and shit, and like being like, oh, I already like went through their homes or whatever. They have like several different security systems. Or it took 2 days to get into this dude's house, though. How do we feel about these new additions to the squad? Even though we don't really get to see them too much, I guess. But how do we feel about them? Any thoughts in particular? No moral outrage about letting a con man and a thief join their squad.
Sorry,
like
I'm
we had to
putting-
stop
Yeah,
in
the
the
police
middle.
have never done that before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are we so, they're like so upset about this? I would say it would feel performative if it was just Light doing it, but it was Light's dad as well, so I don't know.
I
was
like
looking
them.
at,
I kind of wish we'd seen more of them.
yeah. I was just, honestly, I was looking at Light's
like
dad and how
a
old
lot
he's
of-
probably been in the Force and be like, really, dude? You're gonna act like this is unheard of for, like, doing this kind of stuff?
Wait, speaking of Light's dad, I gotta mention when he pulls a gun on Light.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that whole bit.
I forgot that was in this reading. That was so wild.
Apparently, the only way Elle can be mostly convinced that the
Mostly.
confinement arc can end is if Light's dad takes Light and Misa, drives them out, and then threatens to kill Light and then himself. And he's like about to do it, and then apparently like the pressure would obviously make, if one of them is Kira, they would try to kill Light's dad. And if Light's dad lives, that means that they're probably not Kira. Not completely not Kira, but probably not Kira. Enough to get us out of the confinement arc. And the gun's apparently just a blank, or it was loaded with just a blank. By the way, I don't know much about guns. Is that how blanks would work? If you shoot someone in the face with a blank, is it still fine? I don't know how blanks work.
I thought he shot the seat.
That's
Was
what
I
I
misreading that?
it didn't look like that to me, but I had assumed that must have been what should have happened, because I've always thought a blank actually did have something in it still.
It does. I think they just don't know how blank cartridges worked.
Okay.
Like,
That makes
they aren't
You know,
gonna-
like so many actors
To be
on sets
fair,
that have killed
To
people.
be fair, the people reading Death Note also probably would not have known how blanks work.
Okay, that's true. I think you'd still be injured from a blank. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure I've heard stories where people still get hurt
Look,
by blanks.
Jeff,
It's not like nothing fires
minor
out.
injury. We're fine.
Yes,
Maybe.
people still get injured.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole situation, I'm like, this is extra for us to resolve the confinement arc, and it still doesn't even fully convince L, of course. So, what am I to do here about this? Like, where do we draw the line on our suspicion with it? I think it is smart afterwards to be like, I'm still suspicious of you, so I'll like handcuff you to myself 24/7 out of that. But like, I still think to myself like, how do you like? I feel like even if they do catch, even if they do catch the next Kira and they fully discover like the Death Note situation and they like learn everything about it, like, I still feel like L would be like, oh, so this must mean that Light was the original Kira. It has to be, because like he must have just given up ownership of the Death Note, so he must have been. He'd have no proof of it though, is as far as I know. But like, I don't.
Hey, Light, take this notebook for a second.
Well, even remembering it wouldn't like be evidence that he would be like. I'm just trying to think in my mind like how even if L does know all of how the Death Note works.
That Light then remembered a lot of stuff, like that in itself would be proof, but I don't know how you prove that someone is remembering something.
No, here's the proof. Light is now misogynist again.
Oh my god. So here was my thinking with this. My thinking was, there was a rule that was introduced this week in between the pages or whatever, which said the Death Note never runs out of pages. The Death Note always has enough pages, somehow. But I was thinking to myself though before, like the way you prove somebody was Kira or not is like the handwriting or like the names they wrote in the Death Note. Like, so if you find the Death Note, you don't necessarily know like who was the one who was writing the names in it, but you do handwriting analysis or whatever. But if the note has unlimited pages, how does that work? Because you can easily just tear pages out of the notebook too, I assume.
Yeah.
So like, even having the notebook isn't really proof either. You would need like the remains of the notebook where like names have been written on it, and like have like a handwriting expert be able to analyze it or whatever. I don't know how you prove here at all, even if you know everything about the Death Note. I don't know how you prove at this point that Light was actually Kira unless you're getting a full confession from him. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what realm you possibly get that to happen unless you caught it on camera at some point, I guess. I don't know. I thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, you need like, a confession from at least one of them.
Yeah. But like
Misa, if Misa confessed, that would also be like game over. She's not going to, but like that is essentially the only way for L to win, and that can't happen.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like he just did not think about, or at least think through enough, where it's like, you have the entire series is a cat and mouse game. It's not about Light, it's not about L, it's the cat and mouse between the two of them to catch the other. Either get L's name and kill him, or capture Light as Kira. But there's really no defined way for L to ever actually catch him with the rule set and the laws that we have defined in this work, you know? Like,
the thing is, we
Going back
understand
to
That's
it.
why L stays strapped.
We understand Light's win state, but we don't have any understanding of L's win state.
Yeah, like we know L's win state is Kira is captured or killed. You know, he is behind bars, justice has been served or something, but there's no road seemingly to go towards that. How do you catch a supernatural killer when you yourself are only sort of understanding of supernatural elements? And we're not really diving into any of that, or you investigating that, or how, like, we understand that there is evidence that could be found, which is a good point, but it's like, what would that evidence be? Like, even us, the omniscient readers, we can't even decide what that evidence may be, you know?
Yeah.
So how...
I mean, I guess seeing the Death Notes themselves would be, like,
But
a kind of evidence, like finding the death notes on their person. But that's,
how do
I mean,
you
not to get too real about it, but like that is circumstantial evidence at best.
Yeah, exactly. How would any of this actually relate to the court of law that we have established here? Because this is a very grounded, supposedly, story.
They're
Where
doing
we
their
have
best.
all of these loopholes and stuff of like the bureaucracy and the police department and stuff. So you would not need circumstantial evidence. You would need something hard hitting. Even a confession probably wouldn't be enough if you had zero evidence with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe getting the death note on their person and a confession, but how do you? Again, you get to the point of like, how do you extract?
It has to be some sort
that
of like
confession
entrapment thing,
on
right?
either of them.
Yeah,
it has
like
to be some sort of confession
how do you
entrapment
get
thing.
a jury or a judge to accept that this notebook killed all of these people, even, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that one I feel like
it kind of opens up the same like world building questions as like Ace Attorney does, where it's like the afterlife is just a thing that exists in Ace Attorney that people know about and like can
Some
cross
people.
over into. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it is a demonstrable thing, as opposed to like what we have in real life, which is all of these people who have all of these different opinions and beliefs, and there's no way to prove one way or the other.
I think that the reason that Ace Attorney gets away with it is because there is like that there's enough absurdity going on that you can have that suspension of disbelief. Death Note is trying to have the best of both
yes,
worlds.
because Ace Attorney's good.
Well,
Death
I'm
Note is
playing
certainly
through,
something.
I'm playing through Great Ace Attorney 2 right now.
Death Note is trying to get the best of both worlds, where they want to have that realism while also have the suspension of belief, and they either it's not possible with the story that they're trying to do, or they're just not doing it right.
I mean, it's leaning to the same thing, like the inconsistencies in L's character, where he believes enough in the supernatural stuff to like understand that Kira exists and that like this power can spread. That's like a thing he can intuit essentially. But also Shinigami existing that's just ridiculous. There's no way. That would upset everything about his understanding of the world.
Can I say something else about L for this week? L this week made me think about House. He's not.
That's probably why I enjoyed reading about him.
Because like like House, he's not exactly. I mean, in House, like at times they try to make it like, you know, I'm concerned about the patient, but there's been multiple episodes where House is more concerned about the puzzle than the patient or the people. Like, and L is kind of the same way here, especially when we have the multiple instances of him being like, we gotta, you know, let the Yotsuba group kill the next set of people so we can confirm that they're Akira. We gotta let it happen. And everyone's like, no. What about like the lives of the people? He's like, oh, this again. Like, he's like, it's not enough for us to stop the killings. It's not enough for us to just catch Kira. We have to also know how he's doing it as well. We have to fully solve this case, because if we don't fully solve this case, there's an implication of like it could happen again. But in his mind, it's more so a concern of, I will not have solved the case. And if the case is not fully solved, I don't know how I'm going to live with my life. He's going to keep like obsessing with it forever. And like it'll be more difficult to look into it in the future if they let this opportunity slip now. Is like the way that I'm getting my impression about L now with all this stuff. So I'm just like thinking to myself like, where like there's interesting aspects of this, because we bring up how like it's hard for us to see like the win condition here for him to be able to establish this, that like you can like get to. But I think there is a more interesting question that's being posed in general with this, which is the nature of solving being able to prove or disprove a case such as this, where like, if you strongly suspect someone like Light is Kira, but he's not actually Kira, how are you going to fully remove that suspicion? Is this just something over time? Is this just like you have to get over your obsession? Is this like you have to admit you're wrong? Is this like you need another killer to be the answer or whatever? Is this like, because it's seemingly here, the answer is like nothing will shake this. And from our perspective as the reader, this is shown to us because like L is following his intuition as a detective, and he is actually correct here. But like in the grander scheme of things, if you were looking at the story and if L's behavior was all the same as it was, but we didn't know whether or not Light was also Kira or not, and actually we were confirmed that somebody else was Kira, just trying to make Light look like Kira, like, what do you do to fully disprove that? You have to uncover somebody else as Kira fully, and as we already said, we don't really know exactly how to establish that proof unless we're getting a full-on confession from somebody, which you don't really have to do because there's no evidence.
It would have been, and obviously this is very heavily deviating from like what is going on. It would have been so interesting if the plot had been that somebody is pinning it on Light, and so you have to spend the whole series being convinced by L that Light is the culprit, and you're only occasionally given hints as to who the actual culprit is. But because you're so, like, the story, the narrative is so laser focused on L's conviction, it's hard for, like, I don't want to say the average reader, but like people who aren't necessarily like looking to solve the mystery wouldn't know where to pick up on the clues that tells you the answer. Shut up! I was trying to sound smart without mentioning Umineko.
I will say, okay, despite you sounding smart here too, I'm also looking at what you just posted in chat, which is points aggressively, but I'm gonna sound so stupid if I'm wrong, and it's a screen cap of you saying he's coping, and then multiple lines of spoiler text, which you can't unspoiler because it's a screenshot. I'm just... So
my argument is that it's giving. Oh, how do I do this without giving Supernatural spoilers? Because it's reminding me so much of Supernatural.
Personally, I don't care about Supernatural spoilers, but I don't know about other people.
Because the L sits. I've been trying. Shut up! I'm talking.
Can I help, Andy? Can I help?
I've argued that L, I think, sits weird, almost like the way that like Ryuk behaves. Like he doesn't feel comfortable in his body. He consumes a lot of sweets, which are known to be addictive to the human body. He talked about the idea of passing on the title of L to Light, and he doesn't seem to necessarily operate like a human. Like he doesn't need to eat things like protein or fiber, and he doesn't sleep regularly. I think it is reasonably plausible that whatever is going on with L is actually an external entity possessing him, and he's using his human's body to try and solve cases going on in like the supernatural like underworld or whatever. And
okay, but you also just described like half a dozen people I actually know.
Okay, well maybe you're surrounded by demons, dude. I don't know.
You gotta get some better friends as Tech, much like L.
But like, and the reason that he would have reacted so badly to Shinigami is the comparison that I make in my spoiler text is it's like how in Doctor Who, the Doctor always reflexively reacts badly to Daleks. Like this entity that's possessing L and having L follow all of these crimes has had a bad experience in the past with Shinigami. So it's not that he doesn't want to like refuse to accept Shinigami, it's that he wants to refuse to accept that Shinigami are like the thing behind it, because that would make this like really big and complicated. Whereas like if it was something where it's like, oh, he's just trying to catch another human, it's like obviously he's gonna win or whatever, but like it being Shinigami makes it complicated and it introduces the idea that he's not going to be able to get the evidence he needs to win because he can't, because it's a Shinigami.
Here's a follow-up question related to all that. The nature of Shinigami. So if he confirms Shinigamis are real, he catches the actual. Let's just assume all this. Let's assume he catches Kira, knows for sure he's caught Kira, The Light's in jail or whatever, and we know about the existence of Shinigami now. And we know that Shinigami are also just writing humans' names in their notebooks up in the sky. Do we as L also just begin our case against Shinigami in general to arrest all of them somehow? By having him possess the Death Note and trying to like use Ryuk to try to try to up in the sky. Okay, it might be down below. It looked like it was up in the sky from like visuals of like the Misa thing, but I don't know how that works. Listen, they dropped the Death Note down, so
this would be such a good way for the series to go.
L, as a human, is solving human crimes, but the entity inside of L is using these human crimes as a way to prove that the Shinigami are bad in the greater jury of the universe.
We have to arrest Ryuk. That's what we have to do. We have to arrest Rem and Ryuk, and we have to develop new technology to do this. They talk about this in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Okay, so
it all comes back
that's my
around.
theory.
Wait, no, because I remember you were telling me this before, and it goes deeper too. Actually, when you were talking before about L's fake names.
Oh yeah. So this is another thing. So okay, so I have to understand that obviously I'm reading the manga in the translated form and I'm not familiar with Japanese. So I don't know how Light's name is spelled. But they make a point multiple times,
Ryuzaki?
multiple being
Are you
twice.
talking about
No.
Don't.
This is a preface to the argument I'm making.
Okay, just to be clear, we don't know his name. Just his real name at least. Okay.
No.
Sure.
Did I say L? I meant Light. We've made
Light.
multiple.
Okay.
Yeah, there have been 2 instances talking about the fact that the kanji that make up Light's name mean moon or whatever. So they're obviously, like, it feels like there's kind of some hint to the kanji that they use to construct names. And again, obviously, it's hard to translate that into an English Western version. But I thought it was really interesting that Ryuk, Ryuzaki, and Ryuga all share the same first syllable, which is reasonable that the English combination of R, Y, and U could be the same kanji in Japanese. I can't confirm that necessarily, but I thought it was very interesting that both of L's aliases that are not this weird L title that he's hinting at as something that can be passed on share the first symbol, quote unquote, with Ryuk, the main Shinigami demon in the series. Yeah. That was the point that Shadow was wanting me to bring up. I don't think L's human. That's
you don't
my
think
point.
L's human? Well, it sure doesn't seem human. Bro doesn't seem like he sleeps. Ever. I was thinking for a bit.
Bags under his eyes.
I was thinking for a bit. If anyone here has seen one of the Uma Musume movies that has Agnes Tachyon in it, they make a purpose with Agnes Tachyon of like never having them blink until like the very end to show how like inhuman they are. I feel like L would also never blink.
One of the fics that I read that I low-key forgot that this wasn't canon. Matsuda goes, yeah, I've seen him fall asleep. He sleeps sitting like that in his chair. But, yeah, I mean, ultimately my argument is that L
also eats an absurd amount of sugar. Did you see how much sugar he was putting into the cup at one point?
He was eating, like, whole-ass sugar cubes at some point.
He made a tower. He was making, like, the Eiffel Tower in sugar cubes.
But so, like, my argument here is that whatever L is doing, I'm gonna, you know what, Chap? I'm gonna quote you on this. You literally said earlier this book club that there's no way that somebody who isn't divine would be able to solve this. You literally said that in terms of speaking about L.
Like I don't know how you do like for sure solve this thing. Even if you get a confession, I don't know if someone like L would trust the confession. fully. He would like trust
So-
bits of the confession, but if it's not leading to his initial assumption, because he's like
I-
intuited apparently the correct answer immediately, so he's like, it has to be. It has to be.
I don't think L is human, and I think that that's why he's able to tell that Light is Kira, or he was the original Kira, and he's just having to try and find a way to prove to other humans that Light is the culprit.
Okay. Hey, listen, it's possible. It's possible. I've never really thought about it other than him being an entity that just doesn't sleep. But maybe. He could be.
I need to also mention this, by the way. Al looks like you just like took like a marker and just like put it right under his eyes.
Yeah.
Like those are some bags.
Cronus is
This
in.
man is never.
Cronus is in Twitch chat and he writes, Ryuk's name isn't Japanese. There's no kanji for his name. It's just written in katakana Ryuku. I don't know if this. I don't remember exactly what the point you were making earlier about Ryuk's name or whatever. But whatever it was, this is an additional detail apparently. I will say, I did have a thought, because we did bring up, I don't know how much I want to be going back and forth about this rule or whatever, the rule about misspelling a name 4 times. So supposedly you misspell someone's name wrong 4 times in the Death Note, they are now immune from the Death Note. Specifically, it's supposed to be you're immune from that Death Note, but if you misspell the name 4 times intentionally, they're not protected from it, but the Death Note owner just dies, deflects on you, and you just die if you intentionally misspell it. But what I was thinking is, how does this work when it comes to misspellings in general? Because if I see a dude and I'm given a fake name for them, like I'm told their name is Peter something, and I write Peter something, this is not their name at all, but I like try like 4 different versions, or like the name Derek or something like that. There's like multiple ways to write like certain names, and I try to write that name multiple times, and none of it works. Because, like, even though I tried the different spellings of it, it doesn't work, but the original name is fake. This is now not, like, an intentional misspelling. This is accidental misspelling. But is it even really a misspelling? Because it's not even the person's original name. What if their name was, like, just, like, fucking Daryl instead? Does that count as a misspelling? Does that count for the 4?
I don't
No.
think so. No.
So, like, I would imagine it has to be the same, like, pronunciation, just different ways of writing it of some sort of way, or, like, close enough, maybe. And when it comes to Japanese, I just think that sounds like a bullshit rule to add, because I feel like you can have so many different ways to write somebody's name that are all pronounced the same. So I don't know how
That's
that
why they
works.
only get 4 chances.
Are you like able to get around that by just writing their name in like katakana or hiragana or something? Does that get around it? I don't know how that looks in Japanese. Or if you are supposed to write it all in like English anyways. I don't know how that works.
You have to know English to use the Death Note.
Well, the Death Note, he wrote the rules in English, I guess, or Ryuk did, because he's like, hey, English is a popular language. I don't know. I'm assuming he had to write it in Japanese, though. Actually, the language might not matter. It's just you have to, like, to picture it in your mind. I think that was the more important thing. You have to picture the name and the face in your mind for this thing. But you have to get the name spelling right, though. And if the name is in a different language or like a specific language, you have to get it right in that language, I assume. So I don't know. I don't know how that bit works. But I had the thought about that related to the whole written name situation thing.
So telling me he's not safe because my name does not look like how it's spelled.
Hey, listen. All I know is I'm safe, okay? If you guys are giving me all these fucking different nicknames that my name is not, all right? Okay.
I was about to say, like, there are a couple different ways that people pronounce my legal name. Does pronunciation matter?
I would assume...
No, because you write it down.
Yeah, you do write it down. I assume the pronunciation only matters in terms of, like, the misspelling rule. Like, it's not a misspelling if it's just not the same way it would be pronounced, right? I would assume. That's my assumption, but I don't know. I don't know if the author thought too much about that either. So. I don't know why they included that rule to begin with. Now, I did think about that, though, about the whole, if you intentionally write it wrong 4 times, it kills the owner. I'm assuming that's... We said it's to prevent immunity. It could also be about the gods of death writing names, perhaps. So that they can't get around, like, making people down there immune, or they don't accidentally make people immune. Well, not accidentally. It's on purpose. Well, It wouldn't be accidental anyways, because they'd be doing it intentionally. They can't intentionally save somebody down there by doing that or whatever, because it would, I guess, be another way to kill a god of death, technically, because it could kill them. Maybe? I forget. Have we established if gods of death can write their own names in the Death Note? I think, did they say, it doesn't do anything if it happens or something? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Because I remember Rem said there's only one way to kill a god of death, and I know it. And I assume somebody at some point would have tried just writing one of their names in the Death Note, and it didn't work.
There's only one alleged way to do it.
Alleged, which I don't even fully know if I believe the rules regarding it, but whatever.
I don't think the author does either.
Speaking of Death Note rules.
Again, that seemed like one instance of that happening that they just assumed was like the full conditions of it at that point. They didn't bother testing it out more because they don't want to test it out more. They don't want to test out dying, probably.
I would want to test out dying.
No. Okay,
We're not allowed to die, Shadow. That's against the book club rules.
That is against the book club rules, okay? That's the Death Note rule books for the book club, okay? You can't die. Anyways.
Speaking of Death Note rules, there's one I'd like to mention for this
what's
week. Is that you can't kill someone in the Death Note who's over 124.
Yeah. They're just impressive if you get to there, I guess. Maybe that's why the gods. Maybe that's why the Shinigamis are safe. They're over 124, so they're good.
Wait, yeah, and they have to be over 124 because they can't have sex. So how are you going to have baby Shinigami?
Yeah. Does that mean? Does that mean the Shinigami could go extinct? Is this what this means?
Well, no, because they can't die.
Well, no, you can.
Apparently, they can. If they fall in love and write someone's name on there.
Or they forget to extend their time.
Or that's true. If they get bored and don't extend their time. Are they?
But also, this means I can't kill Shep with Death Note because he's too old. Nor can I kill Stella.
Oh damn! Happy birthday, Stella. Anyways, we're all safe from the Death Note. Okay, nobody's writing our names correctly here ever. We change our names for the book clubs. Right now, my name is Ryuzaki Borg. You guys are never gonna know what my true name is. Apparently, ever.
I think I'm hooked. I think we're connected on LinkedIn.
No. How do you know that's my real name? Okay, I could be like Matsuda. That was actually my manager name. That was my manager name. Okay. Kronos is also saying Rule 1 specifies human names. That is true. The Rule 1 of the Death Note, a human whose name is written in this book notebook will die.
Okay.
I do remember reading about that on like Reddit. People were pointing out like technically you could be immune if like you're not human. So if you become not human in some way, then you're immune from it.
That means Annie's immune because they're a cat.
Oh, is that how that works?
Like Nya?
Oh, okay, I see.
I guess I'm also immune because I'm a computer program, so fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Well, Chop, looks like you're the only one on the chopping block here.
No, he's too old. We just established
apparently I'm too old, and you guys don't get my name right anyway, so I'm safe in multiple ways. Can we talk about how we caught?
It's fine. I'll take the bullet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, women apologists.
No, it's fine. We don't have to kill you.
It's what the Death Note author would have wanted.
Can we talk? Speaking of apologizing for women, can we talk about how we actually caught the new Kira for the Yotsuba group? It was Misa. It was Misa.
I loved Light's face. He was so disturbed when Misa was like, "Guys, I got him. I convinced him to not kill." He was so upset.
Light was like jumping through hoops to get L not to use Misa for this because it's too dangerous. And then she calls her like, "All right, honey, I did it." What did what? Oh, I got him to confess. What do you mean you got him to confess? I have a recording right here. Oh God, what did you do?
Oh, no.
So first of all, I mentioned this I think during the pre-show. I was like calling Judge and Ref for all sorts of shit that Rem was doing this week. Rem is the person whose Death Note is currently in possession of whoever's running the Yotsuba group, and we see Rem because Misa gets called in by them for information. They're basically calling her in for more information because they've heard that she is suspected of being the second Kira, so she probably knows information about it. So they call her in, and Rem is there, but she can't see Rem because she hasn't touched the Death Note. So Misa goes to the bathroom, and then Rem just like goes in with her, has her touch a part of the Death Note, and now she can see her, but can't remember her because it hasn't touched enough of the Death Note to remember things or something like that. And now Rem has to explain the entire situation of what's going on to this model actress who just went to the bathroom for a second in the middle of like a commercial interview thing. And basically explains the whole thing pretty quickly, and Misa's like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, I got this. All right, bye. She was like scared at first, a little confused, but like she goes out and she's like pretty much locked in on like the kind of the way that she was before she gave up the Death Note. Where like she is pretty smart about how to try to approach some of these things, but like she's doing all of this because she's obsessed with Light. But now that she knows that Light is also Kira, she's like double interested in him. She walks outside. It looks behind where Rem is standing, and it's behind Higuchi, who's the current owner of the Death Note. And Higuchi, as I mentioned before, is the dude who every now and then is just like, "What are you, an idiot? Why don't we just kill this guy if he's causing problems? If they're causing problems, we'll just kill him. Well, what's the problem, guys? Why are we discussing this in the meeting or whatever?" By the way, can we talk?
Me too.
Can we talk real quick? They have the meetings on like Fridays, like past work hours. And then he has to go home and then have all the killings happen over the weekend. He doesn't have to. He just was an idiot and didn't realize he could spread out the deaths. But, like, they identified the Yotsuba group because of that kind of detail. And I just wonder, because they talked to themselves at some point, why they couldn't just have the meetings on Mondays instead. Why did they have them on, like, Fridays after everything? Why did we have the Death Note meetings on Fridays?
Soul said in the book club chat another meeting that should have been an email, and I'm gonna say these are meetings that should have it should have not been emails.
Hold on now. Let's not even put that on a Teams invite here. Let's not even
the one time that a meeting absolutely should not be an email.
Can I also say
we finally found it?
Can I also say, I liked when the cops identified that it was the Yotsuba group. They put cameras inside. They were listening to them discuss these meetings. But, like, I think before they did, like, it cut to Light's dad being like, no, there's no way, like, they're just like, the Yotsuba group seems to be clearly planning out the murders of their rivals to benefit their company. It goes to, like, Light's dad to be like, there's no way businesses do that these days. That's not possible. That's not how things work. I'm like, buddy. I feel like we gotta talk here. Okay, we gotta talk. We're making a lot of bold assumptions about a lot of things in this world, is what Light's dad does, apparently.
Look, if Jeff Bezos had the Death Note, we'd all be screwed.
This is like an older detective dude who I'm sure has experienced a lot more things in life, and he's really gonna be like, no, there's no way, like, corporate people would, like, scheme the downfall of, like, their rival companies. No. They would never do that. They don't do that thing anymore. They don't do that kind of thing. I'm like, buddy. Little things like that. But anyways, yeah, so Misa's like, okay, I know who it is. This is the creepy dude who's like hitting on me aggressively at that one party I invited them to that they, for some reason, accepted. So, and he's been like trying to email me a lot in private. So like, hey, I know he's Kira now, so I will just sneak away from Mogi by like swapping with my friend disguised as a nurse now. I'll go see him in a nurse outfit, drive his like car with him, and then get him to confess that he's Kira by saying that I'm the second Kira. And then I will just say that I'm going to prove I'm Kira, have him look away, and then get Rem to write the name that I want killed instead. And again, I'm just like, Ref? Do something? Is this allowed? I mean, it's like technically allowed, but like, I guess they could write whoever's names they want in the Death Note. Listen, this is how we know they had to have Rem be the person in charge for this. Ryuk wouldn't give a fuck. Ryuk would not care. Yeah. They had to have Rem.
Honest to God, bring Ryuk back. The panel of him tiptoeing out of the cell after Light tells him to give up the Death Note was the funniest fucking thing I've seen.
Like, all right, bye. All right, see ya.
He's literally like, okie dokie.
Okie dokie. All right, see ya.
I also highlight them in the cell. Like, damn, it would suck to live here, eh?
Boring as shit, isn't it?
I genuinely, like, there's a part of me, cause Ryuk, like, gets on my nerves a little bit, but, like, you know, haha, comedic
Ryuk is
relief
so
character,
funny.
whatever. I honest to God hope that, like, through all of this, and we just can't see him because Light can't see him, he's, like, still watching all of this go down, and, like, making fun of Light, or whatever, and it's just that we can't see it because Light doesn't know what's happening, so we can't know what's happening either. Because I don't, especially since it's like Ryuk's Death Note, or maybe somebody else's Death Note. I don't know. I just don't think that he would have like fully like walked away from this. I think he's still there.
It might be, maybe. The Ryuk situation. I'm trying to think what other point I was gonna make here about all this stuff. Oh, a thought entered my head because we discussed earlier about Rem revealing that they're female, like out of nowhere, just for the no homo moment, I guess. I'm thinking now, because Rem would do all this stuff for Misa and Light now apparently. I'm thinking the author with us knowing the type of author this is and how they don't like women seemingly, and that how they think they're easy to emotionally manipulate. I think this is probably more the reason why we had to drop that detail here. It's because otherwise, why, we know Ryuk wouldn't give a shit, but that's because he's a male Shinigami. But Rem, on the other hand, as a female Shinigami, I'm just, okay, now that makes sense. Because I'm trying to think like why else they would drop that detail at random here. I don't know why else. Just maybe just random lore or whatever. It just felt super awkward at that time. Like you said, it felt like a random no homo moment out of nowhere when it was dropped originally. So
I agree. And part of the reason is because they actually used he, him pronouns for Rem at the end of the last novel. Of the one that we finished last. So Violet was messaging me, like, yeah, Rem and Misa are like fucking or whatever. And I was like, they literally called Rem a boy, like, earlier this chapter. What do you mean they're, like, she's a girl? And then they, like I said, like, they literally said, like, he, in reference to Rem at some point towards the end of the last volume. And then only now are they like, oh yeah, I'm a woman. It's like, they're doing that retroactively for sure.
I'm gonna ask a cursed question. In your AO3 knowledge, have you seen anything involving the Shinigamis?
No, because almost exclusively what I'm looking for is Light/L touch starvation angst.
Oh, I see. All right, that's very specific. Okay, all right.
I was talking to Violet about it. Like, I respect Misa and Rem. I'm just here for the Light and L content, brother. Like, I hate to break
that's
it
fair.
to you.
Hey, listen, that's fair. That's fair. Without L, there's no light. Right? That's
true.
There you go.
I just think they should kiss with both hands.
Well, good news for you, Andy.
I know. I drew a piece of fan art. It looks really dumb.
Damn.
But I did do that.
Okay, let's talk about. So, Misa figures out Higuchi as the Yotsuba Kira, and then even records. Somehow she's able to just record the conversation with her phone without him noticing, and because I don't know, he doesn't care because the hot lady in his car, I guess. He's a really fucking stupid Death Note holder. Holy shit.
So dumb.
But whatever, fine. Shows it off to everybody.
You don't understand. That was part of Light's plan, okay? To give it to the stupidest, high-ranking official possible, okay?
Who seemingly was so stupid he had to, like, enlist 7 other people to, like, help him think through things, I guess.
That was also part of Light's plan. To make it harder to distinguish who it actually is, we're gonna create, like, this place, this group, so that nobody can snitch on each other.
Oh my god.
And if you do, you die.
So speaking of snitching, Matsuda is snitching on them. Matsuda goes onto TV to snitch on them. By the way, Here, now, it's been a while since I watched the anime, so I don't actually remember how this whole arc was portrayed. Here, they present it as if, like, we know all of the details of the, like, sting operation thing that they're doing. I don't remember if they revealed to us all of the details of it, but maybe they did, and I just don't remember that detail. Here, they're just like, okay, we're gonna have Matsuda go on TV, say he's gonna announce who Kira is at the end of the program, and we're gonna make sure Higuchi is watching the TV program, and we know the predictable steps that he'll do because we have all this information about him. And our goal is to watch him do whatever his killing method is to try to figure this out. Because we know now that he's Kira, and we're going to try to watch him during this. And so we, like, put Matsuda on TV, purposely show that it's Matsuda by having it look anonymous at first, and then, like, thing that, like, is hiding him, like, falls down. So that they see him for a moment. So, like, they know that that's Matsuda, but they don't know Matsuda's real name. They know a fake name, and then they're going to search for a real name, which if they follow the trail that we know they're going to go on, it's going to lead them to another fake name. But through this other fake name, we're going to find out how they do it. And so he goes through the steps to do it. It all pretty much goes exactly how they predict. And then he goes to write the name, and then it doesn't work because it's a fake name. And he's like, what the fuck? Why didn't it work? And he starts talking with Rem in the car, but they can't see Rem. So they're like, who the hell is he talking to? And he makes the eye deal. So now he's like, all I gotta do is look at Matsuda, and then this will be what I have to do to wrap this up. I have to... Throughout that whole thing, it was all, like, pretty cool. This, like, how we seemingly got to this step of the things. I feel like this would have been much cooler had I not known anything about what the detective... They pretty much talked about exactly what was going to happen before we actually saw it happen. I feel like it would have been cooler if I just saw it happen in action, as opposed to being told ahead of time, this is exactly what's going to happen.
And then, like, them retroactively being like, yeah, we called it.
Yeah, the whole time they're like, it's scary how exactly this prediction was. Because we did have a couple times where, like, this was like L predicting a lot of these steps for some of these, and at times this week, anytime I'm sorry, not L, Light would correctly predict these things, and then it would cut to L being like, you know, if something happens to me, you might be good enough to be my successor, the successor to the L name or something like that. And I'm like, is this also a test? And then they stop for a moment. They're like, hold on, L, are you testing me right now with this? How do I prove to you that I'm not Kira again? And then they, like, punch or whatever again. And I'm just thinking, there's like layers upon layers upon layers to all of this. And I'm just thinking, like, you suspect this guy of being Kira the whole time to the point where you cannot let him off the handcuffs. And now you're talking about having him be the next L if something happens to you. What is happening here? What do we... Because I guess it goes back to his thought process of either you're Kira or you're, like, my closest friend who also thinks similar to me. So I don't know which it is, but what am I to do here?
What is an L to do?
How do we feel about that whole side of it? I don't know. I think the more pressing thing to me is just the like, I don't. Why is he bringing up these things other than to test him? Why are we still testing everybody? Why are we, like, we're not just testing Light. We're also testing the other cops in the squad still, too, at this point. And it's like, why? Are we still have the suspicions about the original Kira, but, like, we're trying to investigate the new Kira. Can we, like, chill on the levels of mind games we're doing here? There gets to a point, I think. There gets to a point. I don't know. The Yotsuba arc in general, with the whole taking down Higuchi and all that, how are we feeling about it? We're currently... Oh! I almost forgot to mention. How could I forget to mention? Watari, the fucking sniper from the helicopter?
Hell yeah, brother! Let's go!
Old man Watari is just like, fuck it, I'll snipe the dude's tires so he can't leave. I got this. No big deal.
I also like to mention that L hands Light a gun.
Oh yeah, he gives him a gun.
And Light doesn't take it.
Yeah, he's like, no, those aren't allowed in Japan. Sorry, I forgot he's in his goody
He's-
two
he's-
shoes arc.
Yeah, he's in his good boy phase right now.
Good boy face.
I'm not a cop, so I'm not allowed to have the gun. Okay, those aren't allowed here in Japan, so I can't take that.
There was a point that they made of the fact that like that was the same thing that his dad said or something.
By the way, we made a weird stop everything to mention this detail moment of like the con man also not wanting to use guns for some reason. I don't know why this is brought up.
Look, I'll con you out of money, but I won't con you out of your life.
Listen. He's like, the guns are... Maybe for him, it's more of a thing of, like, once I start holding a gun, it makes me more likely to get killed by someone with a gun or something. But, like, you signed up for a job that's going against somebody that's killing people with a name and a face. I don't know how safe you're going to be here, regardless of if you have a gun or not.
He knows enough about himself and his inner psyche to know that if he was given the opportunity to kill people, he would take it. So he refused the gun because he knows the gun kills people. But he didn't know that the Death Note would kill people. So it was okay for him to pick the notebook off of the ground to give himself the ability to kill people because he didn't know that would be the side effect. But with the gun, he does know that's what the side effect would be.
Oh. Chekhov's Death Note? Is that what we're getting at here? The evil notebook that turns you misogynist? Is that what we're... Chekhov's notebook, that's what it does? Okay. Right. Yeah, I think a lot of the details of this Yotsuba arc has been really, really interesting with the like board group meetings and the fact that we got to see the notebook be used in a different context like this. Because before this, we were only really focusing it on the whole, if someone like Light has it, they're going to try to do it for killing criminals because they find themselves to be narcissistic. Would that be the right way to describe Light? Like thinking that he can be the god of the new world, or what, I don't know if that would that really describe that. I don't know how accurate that would be to describe. I'm just trying to think. Like
that's pretty narcissistic. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
maybe
because he's like, I'm the one who could make
like
the judgments.
Word, but
okay.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think, like, his whole thing is, like, I'm doing this to better the world. I'm the only one that can do this, though. Only I can be trusted to do this. I'm the only one who can make the judgments. The cops, they should be begging for my help with this stuff to make the world a better place, or whatever. We also get little tidbits in between of, like, the world reacting to Kira being there, and then his sudden disappearance for a while. And, like, little lines saying, like, crime has, like, doubled since he's disappeared or whatever. Oh, but now he's back. And I'm just thinking back to, like, Batman putting the bat signal in the sky. Deters criminals, not because Batman's out there, but because he knows, they know that he's out there. Details like that, I guess. But, it seemed like a lot of the original volumes were at times trying to present that issue, but it wasn't like a big focus. Most of Death Note has not been a focus on whether or not it is okay to use this notebook to make the world a better place by killing criminals or whatever. It very clearly does not focus on that, and if you try to bring it up, it says shut the fuck up. That's very bad thinking for that, which I think is probably an appropriate way to approach this, because it's not focusing about that. It's very much saying that having that mindset, especially in the hands of someone like Light, is just leading them down a very bad path to assume that they are capable of handling this power when nobody should be handling this power as a human, I guess. But here, now it's the Yotsuba group who's just like a bunch of business dudes just trying to make more wealth and status for themselves. And they do actually find out additional details about how the Death Note works. Specifically, they do a lot of their deaths, they write like accident or disease. And I didn't realize you could just do this. You could just say like this person dies of a disease, but if you don't specify the time when it happens, it will just happen in like some appropriate time for the disease to progress.
Yeah, I was supposed to get around the 23-day rule.
Yeah, it has to. Was it 23-day rule? It has to happen with. It will still happen within 23 days or something. Still, So it has to be
No,
like
no,
some.
death note needs to happen. Like the operating time has to be 23 days, but like that specifically gets around it for some reason.
Okay, so they can specify like a person dies of cancer, and then like that person will die of cancer at some unspecified amount of time for like how that cancer would progress in that person, I guess. But they don't even have to specify the disease. They can just write disease, and it will just figure something out. So you can just have it just figure out whatever. The default death condition is heart attack for most things, but like for stuff like that, you can just write whatever, and then it will just like assume things. Accidents. If you write accident, it's like a traffic accident that could just randomly happen, or it could be any kind of accident that could just randomly. I think they said like one dude they wrote accident and he just like fell and hit his head when he was like in the bathroom or something like that, taking a shower or something. Like things like that.
Dude,
I guess.
the panel. Sorry, not to get graphic. The panel of the cop getting her head crushed into the truck in front of her when she was suffering from, I don't know if it was, that was wild that they like included that after all the stuff that they'd been doing. Like, you see that woman's head get crushed.
Was that a woman?
That was unusual.
I don't remember if that was a woman. Maybe it was. You think I had to pause for a moment because I thought to myself like I don't remember if that motorcycle cop was a woman. Maybe it could have been, but then I remember to myself, no, I know who this author is. It definitely wasn't a woman. Hold up a moment. It can't be. Remember the one cop lady we had, Naomi? They were just like, hey, remember, you're not an FBI agent anymore, okay? You're my wife now, okay?
I'm sorry that I'm more progressive than the author and figured that it was a woman. Jeez.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, but no, yeah, that was graphic. It was just like all of a sudden, like he's leaving the scene, and it's just like a very graphic like death scene of this person. And I just remember like we don't really get graphic death scenes for a lot of the people that die from the Death Note here.
That was something that Violet had brought up, was the fact that you have like in the anime you have all of these scenes of people dying, and in this like you have the occasional like you see them topple over because of like a heart attack, or like a couple times like his dad got shot or whatever, there was a little bit of blood. It was so like, I'm not mad about it, like peak, but like it was so it was so jarring in comparison to everything that we'd had up until, I guess there was like the one that the motorcycle guy got into at the very beginning when Light was still testing out the Death Note, but I still feel like even that one like wasn't that abruptly graphic. Like we knew that it was coming for more pages than we did with the cop, I feel like. I don't know. I just that one like really caught me off guard for some reason.
That's the kind of stuff that like Netflix Death Note kind of focuses on, because it makes their deaths more like Final Destination kind of deaths there. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt very much Final Destination.
So apparently, if you just write accident, you'll just get Final Destination.
It kind of is. Like,
That's true.
You know, if you take it out of the anime context, it really is Final Destination.
Yeah. There, I think, if I remember right, Final Destination's whole thing was death as an active character just trying to fuck with people to, like, correct the deaths that should have happened or something. So, you know, Shinigami? So, basically. Maybe. Which came out first, the Death Note manga or Final Destination, the original movie? Hold on. Final Destination, original movie, release. Not that, listen, one could have inspired the other for all we know. 2000, March 2000. Well, this started a time ago. 2003, so this was after Final Destination. Much to think about there. A bit to consider there. Yeah, that was a big graphic there. But yeah, the Yotsuba group though, I liked the addition of it. I liked that we got an actual Kira mystery that we got to follow for this stuff. I liked you know, it focusing on that angle of using the Death Note as well, because I like us having this supernatural mechanic and then like exploring other types of people being in possession of it. That's pretty cool. I like the different, like the whole like 8 people. One of them is Kira, but none of them know who it is. But they're having all these dealings somehow with all this. I liked
Terrorism
a lot
on
of
this.
those about it. Yeah. We also got, Light and L handcuffed together interactions. Okay, that whole bit. I liked these volumes a lot. I thought that they were fun. I do agree, I was not a fan of the confinement bit towards the very beginning. It was just boring and didn't really serve much other than, I guess, address the question a little, or bring forth the question a little bit of what's it going to take for L to admit that Light might not be Kira, and the answer is probably nothing, because probably nothing could
Literally
convince
nothing.
that. So
Which,
I don't know.
like, there's so many things that he could have gone more in depth to that would have been interesting. Like, why is L so diehard that it is Light, and how does that affect, like, just going into more detail about that? Like, obviously we know he is, and there is a lot of circumstantial evidence pointing directly to him, but like,
A lot.
just more thought process of like how does he really come around to the supernatural aspects? How much of the supernatural aspects does he actually believe, and has he dealt with these in the past? You know, what is Light now that he's Goody Two Shoes Angel Coon? Now thinking we don't really ever get to see his thought process aside from, wow, Els really still thinks I'm Kira, and maybe I could be Kira if a
Hypothetically
lot of
speaking.
these actions could hypothetically have been my idea if I was Kira. It's like, but well, what about Misa? She.
I
There's
think
so
at
many
some
other
point,
things.
in their discussion, they were just like, "No, Misa definitely was the second Kira. We're not even going to think about that one. We're more concerned about you, Light." I'm just, what? We're letting her roam around more free than Light right now. What?
Yeah,
What?
but I think Elle is just straight up like, yeah, Misa's definitely the second Kira, but I need to trap you now.
Right.
It's like, well, what?
I liked every single time that they were like, we have the proof that she's Kira, and it was just like the pollen on the envelope was the proof.
Which again, I still maintain, like, I don't think she got caught, from her own mistakes. I think, like, they got a little too wild over there in this police squad here, tested the pollen in the area to locate her. I think
And
it's
let's
a
be
little
real,
wild.
a lot of that would not be admissible in court. A
Yeah.
jury would not accept half of that stuff.
And that's why they were
So
trying to get a
again, we
confession
go
out of
back
her.
to how on earth does L suppose he's going to catch these people? Where is his mental breakdown and process of like, if this is actually supernatural, I have literally no way of catching him. What
As far
the
as we
fuck am I going
know.
to do? What am I going to do? If he can transfer powers to one another, he can kill people with some supernatural power. How am I going to do this? We don't see any of that. Death Note, if it was interesting. Where is it?
Death Note was a yaoi.
It is yaoi! What do you mean if it was a yaoi?
What are you reading?
I mean, without
Misa doesn't think it is, but it is. Listen.
If Misa was a real girl, she would absolutely think it's a yaoi, and she would also be dating Rem. Like, let's be real here.
Exactly!
The girl is completely goth, and she's not. She sees Rem, and she's not immediately like, "You are the coolest entity I have ever witnessed. You are. I cannot. I want to worship you." Like, what? That's not her first reaction? Huh?
No, she likes the handsome psycho boy. Okay, so it's over.
Rem can be her handsome psycho
Republican,
girl.
Okay.
Have you
He's
guys
not
ever
even psycho
considered
to
that?
her, though. He's just Republican. So Misa
I'm
is
sorry,
just
what?
like, I don't know. She's just like, clearly he liked the aesthetic of a goth girl, and I mean, he
Who
did really,
doesn't?
the artist did really well on drawing her. Like, her
I can name
designs,
you one,
her
Andy.
outfits, everything is on point. But it's just the aesthetics of a goth girl and nothing else. That's it. She should love Rem.
I'll have you know she's also a nurse now, so jot that down.
I liked how I mentioned this in the book club chat. I liked how immediate Mogi was to pick up on the fact that it wasn't Misa.
Yeah. Her friend tries to disguise that her. It just takes one look at like her teeth. Is like that. Where's Misa? She's on a date.
So
what? And he like
wait,
calls them because he's like, I don't know where Misa is. She sneaked off. They immediately weren't concerned. Like, this is supposed to be like the second Kira, and now she's just escaped. What is going on here?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, Mogi, how did you let her escape? She's gonna die now.
She
And
shows
not,
back.
He's going to kill people.
She shows back up later. It's like, I know who the real Kira is now, but like nobody stops to be like, hey, the second Kira just like ran away, snuck away from the cop that we had watching her. Are we not like worried about that at all?
And now we have
Oh,
another
well.
person who's dead.
Yeah.
They probably don't know that. But like, she did go and kill people. Like, she did go and do that.
She
That is
did,
something
that's
that
true.
happened.
As far as
We
they know,
also-
it was what's his name, that Higuchi that killed him. So
We fucking forgot to mention that the cops come back. It's revealed that actually
Yes.
like a bunch of people on the police force actually were still working on the Kira case, even though they weren't supposed to. They just weren't working with Light directly.
Aizawa,
In their free time.
Aizawa and dude who left before Aizawa ages ago, who never stuck around for us to learn about him, are like come back with like a whole squad of police, and they're like, "We got you now, bad guy. We're blocking the way. We're here to make a stand." The cops have been looking into the case as well the entire time. I
Doing it
liked.
for love of the game.
I will say I like the bit where it's Aizawa and the other dude talking, and they're just what was the one that they said? They're like, when I saw the supposed dead Matsuda on TV earlier, I couldn't contain my excitement. I remembered reading that and thinking, out of context, I know in context it's probably like, oh, I know that's a part of whatever the investigation's going on there. It's obviously like
Yeah,
he's
that
not
that's
really
like
dead.
A plan.
But I like the thought of him reading it and just thinking like, thank God that fucker's dead.
I'm glad you're the one here and not Matsuda.
That's
SOB.
really what got me thinking. Like, I think you guys said it better than I did, but that's what got me thinking about like how the fuck are they gonna prove that Higuchi that he did anything? Yeah, they're gonna obviously, based on like the last panel, they're gonna take possession of the Death Note, and like there's gonna be something fuck or other that like happens or gets revealed or something. But like, how you've had all of these cops show up, how are you going to explain to these cops how this man did this? What the fuck are you gonna say to them who just like used company resources
I have the
behind
answer.
their
I know.
boss?
I know what we do here. Once L picks up the Death Note, it immediately corrupts him, and L, being the genius he is, just as immediately starts writing everybody's name around them in the book. Okay, we just get rid of all the cops, and we don't have to explain it to them.
Light.
And Light, of course,
was
because he was the
a
original
plot
hero.
This was a plot point in Fate Grand Order.
Oh, I see.
This might have been a plot point in Homestuck, but I didn't finish it. We'll have to
Hey
find out.
now.
Might be plot point Mega Man somewhere. There's like 50 games.
I mean, everything is a plot point in Homestuck.
Can we write Homestuck in the Death Note? Can we?
I think
You want to kill me
Remind
that bad?
after. I have a meme. A meme
Oh,
after.
I know the types of memes I think that you're referring. That's kind of what but I don't know which one you're specifically. But it's like where he's writing just like concepts in the Death Note, and Ryuk's like, "That's not how the fucking book works, like
my friend
capitalism." No, that's
sent
not how
me-
the book works.
Violet sent me one that was if Light and L played Minecraft in the Death Note,
Yes,
and
that was
Ryuk
really
ends
good.
the video with Creeper. Ah man.
Ah man.
No, the one I'm referring to is Light uses the Death Note to make the world actively worse.
Oh, yeah, there's one bit where it's like, oh, you were right all along, Light. The world is better now. And he's like, some other restaurant or whatever, and it like, oh no, fuck, it's worse. I remember that. Anyways, okay, so, other thoughts for this week. Do we have any other thoughts, concerns, things that people wanted to share for this week's discussions before we wrap it up for this week? How'd we feel about Yotsuba group stuff?
I'm not excited for when next volume, Light inevitably gets his memories back, and we find out that literally all of this was his plan.
Oh,
His
absolutely.
mega brain genius.
Well, they've already
Unparalleled.
like all but said that. Ren
Yes,
has
but I mean every single bit of this went according
It was
to
actually like a
plan.
massively like multi-page written set of events in the Death Note.
Yeah, like
happened over
I
the course
mean
of 23
literally
days.
every single thing that happened was his plan, and he planned around these variables. Every
like just
single
standing
thing.
in front of a whiteboard like Pepe Silvia.
Higuchi Yotsuba.
And also Misa dying in the next 2 volumes, because I'm surprised she didn't. I mean, like there wasn't really a chance for her to die in these, but she's on death's door. Like, let's be real, they gonna kill her off very soon.
There's no way the woman survives.
There's no way she survives much longer at all.
All right.
I'm
Anything
sorry,
else?
Misa. Also,
Anything-
Rim is dead. Rim's dead first. Like, let's be real.
Rem's the safety net for the first time.
But yeah.
True.
What other thoughts do we have? Any other closing thoughts or topics of discussions?
Oh yeah. There's a scene where Rem explains the Death Note to Misa again. It's like, how do you guys keep up with all these rules?
True.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules. Was there? Oh, by the way, that was the other thing. Was there any other obscure rules we wanted to bring up this week that
Let me
were?
check. Also, there's Misa saying, "I don't even use the internet."
I don't even use that.
I don't even use the internet.
No, it's
Throwback to when she was actively using a computer
Perfect
to like
blue-ass
cyber
moment.
stalk Light Yagami earlier.
Hey, don't worry about that, okay? Just remember using the internet, all right? It's probably for the best. It's probably for the
Yeah,
best.
that'd actually be great to not remember using the internet.
But all my friends are in there.
Oh, we need to get you some better friends.
The only friends that I have are the people that I worked with in college.
By the way,
You guys.
anything else? I don't know if you.
And the people that I complain about at work.
Okay.
That's it. Go on.
Another detail I noticed. Okay, when L's on the computer, he shows as the fancy whatever font that is L. When Iber's on there, it's A. When Wataru's on it, it's a W. What happens when Weddy is on it? W's already taken. What do we do here?
Well,
W2.
Weddy's a woman, so
Well, she's a woman,
Oh,
so
my bad. My bad. Oh, how could I
gets a
forget?
lowercase W.
Oh,
No,
She's a
she gets,
woman and she's
worse
below
font.
Watari.
It's a worse font.
Watari gets the W for a woman, the big W for a woman.
for a woman.
There it is.
No, it's just
Yeah.
literally the word woman.
It's the font, but it's the female Unicode.
God.
Oh,
But it's that font.
Goth Unicode symbol.
No, I know this isn't.
Oh yeah, is this the detail? There was one of the rules I was thinking of that makes like if you have multiple Death Notes, it becomes like a co-op game. You could like write on one Death Note, you could write someone's name. On the other Death Note, you can write the cause of death. You can co-op this between. You can do this between like 2 different Death Notes. You could be like, hey, this one's got the cause, this one's got the death. As long as you write it within like a certain amount of time between the 2 Death Notes, and you visualize the same
No, this
person.
isn't it either. Wait, hold on. Where the hell is it? Fuck me. Hold on.
I do
Oh,
remember
hold
seeing
on.
it being like, oh, you could do like multiplayer or a co-op with the Death Notes. Oh.
No, but you.
I do know you can parry.
Death Notes.
We did say you can
Yeah.
parry if both of you write each other's names or the same name gets written in 2 Death Notes. I think something like that.
Out.
You can parry.
No, this wasn't in either. Damn it, I can't find it. Oh.
Harry
You
the
can't
Death
find it.
Note.
You can't find anything. So anyways, Matsuda died. Rest in peace, Matsuda. Died from
Thank
falling off
God.
the building. Definitely didn't survive. Definitely didn't go to snitch on television. By the way, that TV network is just like, oh, you guys want to use us for this sting operation to catch Kira? Oh, fuck yeah. This is the easiest payday of our lives.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go. I found it.
Let's see. If someone possesses more than one death note, by visualizing the victim, then writing down the name in one of the death notes and the cause of death in the other, it will take effect. The order, however, is unimportant. If you write down the cause of death in one death note, and afterward write the name in the other, it will still take effect. This can also be accomplished by two death note owners working together. In this case, it's necessary that the two touch each other's death notes. So...
Why does none of this matter?
None of it.
Why does none of this ever matter?
And you understand.
And the final kicker, it shouldn't be normal for a human to own the Death Note, let alone two.
And know each other.
These are, so I have to assume, because the original rules that we saw at first were like rules that Ryuk just wrote down, I had to assume some of these other rules are just things that they've figured out over time, so they had to have experimented to get that information at some point. I'm just picturing Light and Misa just chilling in their room together, just like testing out different ways to kill people with it. It's just Misa doodling like a cause of death in one book and Light writing the name in the other, and then it just like works at the same time because they pictured the same criminal. And they're like,
Okay,
oh,
but
that
was
was work.
interesting and fun.
We didn't get that though, because we never actually had them do anything together other than like Light say, hey, I'm gonna use you now. And she's like, okay, yay. And then like they met up at school once afterwards, and then she immediately got arrested. And then afterwards she's just been a model. She's just been a model now. She can't go on dates with him in private anymore, so.
You know what?
I'm still so mad about that.
With these extra rules, they should have like a 4 comma like demonstrating it.
Remember bonus comics? Remember when we got bonus comics?
That like first volume had like a bonus comic, and then we never got another one. Shadow's right. We should have had some 4 commas.
I'm like, just test them death notes. Let's see what happens. You know what? What if I
maybe
I guess you can't really test the intentionally messes up the name 4 times. That one's a little tricky.
Maybe the omnibus release of Death Note had more bonus comics. I don't know. We didn't get that here. That's whatever. Anyways, I think that should be it for this week, right? Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I think that should be all.
Probably not. So I think that should be it. Well, thank you so
think
much.
That, like,
what do you got?
Do you think that like Elle and Light have gotten suspended from the school now? Because like they haven't been to class.
Oh my god, who cares? Actual details of the story and the world around them? Oh my god, who cares?
I think it would have like because like
bro, for real, who cares?
imagine your reaction as a student at college if 2 guys, the top head of your class, by the way, the top of your class, the way, showed up to your lecture with their hands chained together. What the
last time they saw them months ago, they were playing tennis together, and then now they've suddenly appeared like 9 months later, handcuffed to each other.
And also, one of them is like a lot nicer.
So good if it was good.
Yeah, one of them is so much nicer. What has happened here?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it kind of goes at that Code Geass breakneck pace, but also there's parts where it really shouldn't. Like there's so much more interesting parts it could just stop on for like half a chapter or something. You know, not even a full chapter. Just let's take a little side break here or something and explore this idea instead of confinement arc, you know? Or the board, the eight people board meeting for the 5th time.
Hey,
like we get it, they're evil. Oh my god, who cares?
I care. Okay, I care about the board meetings. I want in on the board meetings.
I want to see the Misa L Light situation.
The situationship going on there.
The situationship.
I wanted to see more of the situationship.
Wait. Hold on. I remember this.
Isn't that just challengers?
It is. It's basically true. Hey, they play tennis too, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, hold on. I like to mention this panel.
Wait, let's go on a date, even if it's the 3 of us. Closing the door on her. All right.
I'm actually done now. I promise.
Okay, anything else?
Also done.
Final call. Going once, going twice. Sold to the end stream button. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for coming to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club. I appreciate you all for coming to hang out. We're here every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time to discuss 2 volumes per week. Right now we're working through Death Note. We're about halfway through with the series now, and the series that we're planning to read afterwards is Monster. So if you are interested in hopping in here for more of the rest of Death Note, or if you're interested in joining us for Monster, you can tune into these every week on youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com, or eventually you can find us on Spotify if you look at Anime Book Club. I don't have a link for that yet. Or you can directly join the book club by going to discord.wolfborg.com, where you can join the Discord server, grab yourself the Anime Book Club role, and you can hang out with us in the text channels, or you can even join us here in the voice chats every week if you're interested in that. Outside of all that, I don't have any streams planned for Friday. Saturday, I will be on Olympia Love's channel to do more Anime Jeopardy. I somehow won the last time I was on Anime Jeopardy over there, so now I apparently have to defend my title. I don't know what I'm doing here, but Umineko came up the last time. Okay, I won
right?
Yeah, because it was like an AMQ segment where they played a bit of a song, and it was the Umineko opening song. So I was like, oh shit, I know this one. Yeah, so I was like, hell yeah. So anyways, that'll be Saturday at around 5 o'clock Eastern. And then Sunday in the Discord server, we'll be launching more Sailor Moon R. That will be at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We watch 6 episodes of those whenever we do that, so it'll be about like 2.5 hours-ish. If you are interested, you can join us in the Discord for that as well. So, thank you so much, everybody. Next week, we'll be discussing volumes 7 and 8 of Death Note. What's gonna happen next? What are we gonna do with how are we gonna wrap up the Yotsuba thing specifically? The dude didn't get to kill himself because Watari sniped it out of his thing. The Death Note's in his car though, and a lot of cops are there. What's gonna happen with that? We got Light and Elle in a helicopter. We got fucking Misa. I don't know where Misa is currently right now. Misa's probably just back at the base or something. We got Rem just breaking all sorts of rules. Oh, okay, that's fun. Matsuda's alive, doing things. Aizawa's back somehow. Who will survive? What will happen to the rest of the Yotsuba group? Do we even care? What's gonna happen with Light's dad? He got shot in the shoulder, I think, this week, right? He'll be fine, right? Maybe.
Oh my god, who cares? Oh my god, who cares?
What do you care about, huh? What do you care about?
Good night, book club.
All right, good night, gamers. Bye bye. Who are we gonna raid today? Who are we gonna raid? Let's see here. Oh, let's raid into. I'll find them. Don't worry.
Had English stream.
I'll find them. Don't worry. We're going to raid Asta. Let's say hi to Asta. They are playing Shift at Midnight. I don't know what this is. They're playing Shift at Midnight. Goodbye, streamers. Thanks for hanging.
Game.
Oh, okay. Stay safe.